Welcome to the wonderful West Coast. I'm here with 6 lovely ladies and my co-host Celus. Let's go.
Can you feel the beat within my heart? Can you see my love shine through the dark? Can you feel the beat within my heart? Can you see my love shine through the dark? Can you see that you must be a part of that beat in my heart?
All phones off as well. Yeah, all phones off the table as well, please.
Oh, off the table.
Off the table, yeah.
Back to you, Natch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I know it's normally on a Thursday, but we're going to do it on a Tuesday as a majority of the team's going to be missing later during the week. A lot of us are actually going to Vegas. So W Vegas, haven't been there in a while. And yeah, make sure you follow all the links in the bios for the Natural Effect Podcast. We're on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, Rumble, TikTok, Instagram, all platforms. All the girls' Instagrams are in the description below as well as Celus's. Any girls who want to come on the podcast, any promotion sponsors, hit up Celus. And yeah, let's get this one cracking. I know you said we're going to do it on a Tuesday and a Thursday. We are going to start that once it hits February. But yeah, this is the first Tuesday we're doing it. So, ladies, we'll go around this way. So, name, age, occupation, and dating status.
My name is Alejandra Guzman. I'm 25 years old. I'm exclusive with someone, and
Nice.
I'm an actor.
And you're an actor. And where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles, the South Bay area.
Oh, you're from the Bay. Okay. Next.
My name is Stephanie Camacho. I am 27 years old. I am from Miami. Well, you guys hear an accent, so I'm from Colombia.
You Colombian?
Yeah. Occupation. I am a marketing professional and a music artist. What else?
Relationship status.
Relationship
Oh.
status.
Happy. Single. Happily single.
Single.
Hello,
Okay.
everyone. This is Paris.
Welcome back, Paris.
Thank you so much for having me here. I am 27 years old, entrepreneur, model, and you know what? Unfortunately, my status is complicated right now.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
What the fuck has happened?
Yes.
Well, we're going to get into that.
Because this isn't her first time on the show.
Yeah, this is actually your 3rd time, right?
Yes.
So, okay. All right, cool. And so it's complicated, we're going to put down. And you actually are a model. Big up to you. Because a lot of time girls say they're model. And I say, have you been on the front page of a magazine? And they're like, nah.
Right.
But you actually have, right?
Yes, I've made it to Style Cruise on November, front and back.
Okay,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice. Okay, next.
Hi, I'm Ziana. I'm 23, born and raised in Los Angeles. I'm currently taken.
Nice.
Okay. And where you from? You from LA, you said, yeah, originally. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Nice. Welcome back.
Hi, I'm Milan. I'm 23 and I work corporate at a studio and I'm single. Yeah.
Damn, we didn't help you enough to get a boyfriend? We didn't help you enough to get a boyfriend?
I don't want a boyfriend. You
No?
scared me away from
Well, did you did you have any interesting dates in the meantime, though? At least.
Oh God.
You can tell us. You can tell us about those in a sec. And Milan, where are you from originally? You from here?
I'm from Washington D.C.
Okay, from DC. Well, at least congratulations to getting to California compared to DC, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an upgrade for sure.
And welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, so glad to be back. I am Ashley. I'm from New York City. I'm 25. I work in tech. I do client success. And I'm in a relationship still.
Nice.
Yeah. Making it through, yeah.
Hey.
And yeah, oh shit. This is like, I think probably the
No
youngest,
under 30s over here.
the youngest panel. We
I didn't have
haven't
to use it.
We haven't had to use that at all, so yeah. Big ups to the youth. All right, ladies. Going around the panel again. What are some red flags you see in men? Name like a couple, 2 each. Red flags in men.
Who are we starting with?
Yeah, we're starting with you.
Okay.
I'll change it.
Yeah, we'll change it. We'll change it.
He always wants to go 50-50 for everything.
Okay, 50-50. Okay, what else?
He's not self-aware.
Not self-aware. You're not down for the 50-50? Equality and all that?
No.
No? Okay.
If I don't have a ring on, I'm not going 50-50.
All right,
on
cool.
anything.
Okay, so 50-50 and not self-aware.
Yeah, I had to put a ring on
Okay.
it.
What about yourself, Stephanie?
I would say too clingy and too soon. And
Too soon?
yeah, like just want things too fast.
Okay.
Like rushing.
What, even sex or
everything,
Anything?
like too like puppy.
don't all men
Yeah.
want sex fast?
What?
Don't all men want sex fast though? Sex.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay, but you mean more
no.
like in a relationship. He wants it
Yeah.
to go quick. Okay, cool. Paris, what about yourself?
My red flag is money, finance. If I'm the breadwinner, that's a red flag for me. If the man is asking for money, that's a red flag for me. If a man is assuming that I'm cheating, that's a red flag for me.
Okay. So, you basically told us what's going wrong.
Can you take any guesses?
Yeah, I didn't even have to break that one down. Okay, cool. So, did he ask you for some money?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
I thought
no,
he was
he
a high
didn't.
earner.
And I know, so I'm not sure what's going on. He said he provides for 3 households, so I'm not sure
What,
what
has he got other
household
children?
he does.
Okay,
Yeah,
what
I
with,
remember that.
with 3 other women?
No, just one.
Okay. So
Yeah.
why does he provide for another 2?
I don't know. He's very private, so I don't know.
That's a red flag. Definitely a red flag.
I think I know what's going on in your case, but we'll speak about it a bit more later. So not breadwinner and someone who thinks you're cheating.
Yes.
Okay. What about yourself, Ziana?
Ziana.
Ziana, sorry.
And I would say hygiene is one. Another one is, I would say, like anyone who's abusive, physically, emotionally. And another red flag would be like if you don't have a stable relationship with your mother, like a respectful.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
one.
Do you think it goes the other way around as well? Like for girls with their father?
Yeah, I think so.
I agree. Okay. What about yourself, Milan?
Any guy that looks at another woman is a red flag.
So every man alive, yeah?
Yes.
The whole world to you just looks like a golf course.
Yep. And I don't
Okay.
want to play, so
Right.
I didn't ask to play. I would also say like bad communication. Like you can't express to me how you're feeling in the moment. Like how are we supposed to get through things together if you can't talk about how you feel? So that's
So
like
honest?
communication. Yeah.
Well, men, I just told you like an honest truth and you refuse to accept it. So is it sometimes women can't accept the truth?
No.
Okay. Ashley, what about yourself?
I would say my first one would be someone who's complacent. So, okay, there is a big difference between being grateful and being complacent. It's great to appreciate all the things that you have, but to me, I feel uncomfortable when people aren't uncomfortable with being at the same place for too long. So definitely complacency. And then second one would be, I guess for the lack of a better word, somebody who is just somebody who is not open to, I don't want to say spontaneity, but just somebody who's not open-minded, not open to trying new things, not open to taking risks, not open to...
Boring? Lacks charisma?
No, I wouldn't say boring. I would say someone who's not adventurous.
Okay,
Someone who's
not
not
adventurous.
adventurous. you know?
Non-adventurous.
Yeah, I want to go on roller coasters. I want to go to Iraq. Why not? Let's go get that visa. We might die, but let's go see the world.
I said that might not be a great idea.
Right, I'm like, I don't know about all that, but
Lucky enough, you've got a boyfriend that's hopefully competent enough to not take you to Iraq.
You know what? Really? Because I want to go
I
to
guess
all
we'll see.
197 countries. Why not? People have done it before.
I've got Iraqi friends. I just know it's not a safe place to be.
Doesn't mean it's impossible. I think it's being invented. But
Nothing's
those are my
impossible.
two.
You just saw, that press guy. He just left Palestine
Yeah.
today, right?
Yeah.
So it's not impossible, but
Yeah.
is it a risk? It's definitely a risk.
Yeah, pretty
But
hard.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's the risk worth taking, but
unlikely.
But I mean, everybody's gonna die someday. So hey.
Then
Might
why
as well
not
have
just
a
die?
story to tell.
now?
ladies, we're gonna go with Alejandra again. Name a red flag profession as well.
Profession?
Yeah, name a red flag profession and a green flag profession.
Oh.
So a job, an occupation that a man does.
A red flag profession is being a personal trainer at a gym.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
Okay.
A green flag, blue collar.
Okay. Any blue collar.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. How about you, Stephanie?
Drug dealers.
Trappers.
Yeah. And a green flag. Oh, any executive, you know, top jobs, you know.
The ones that pay.
Yeah, 6 figures, anything like that.
Okay. How about yourself, Paris?
A coach is a red flag.
So like a PT as well? Like a, what kind of coach?
Like for kids.
Okay.
You
Kids
know,
coach.
I
Do you
know
think he's fucking all the mums?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Really?
Similar to like a barber maybe.
Oh.
They say barbers always fucking the little kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And a green flag?
Trauma.
Green
What
flag.
did I just hear?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I heard doctors the opposite. Honestly, I heard doctors and nurses are quite promiscuous
nurses
with
in
each other at
particular,
work and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
But your answer's too late. Zayana. I said it right?
Yes,
yeah,
you did.
Okay.
I would say maybe red flag would maybe a rapper.
Rapper.
Personally. And then
At least YCT's not here.
Right.
a green flag. I don't really have a. I would say anyone who's creative. Like I don't know, personally.
Isn't a
Anyone who's
rapper creative?
Yeah, but not a rapper. Not a rapper.
So anything creative apart from a rapper?
Yes.
What if he's a singer?
Oh, that's different.
That's
I
different.
don't know. I feel like
You just
I
can't be a rapper?
I just can't be a rapper. No.
Okay. So you think like someone like Weeknd's probably like okay, but then someone like Kanye's no go?
I don't think the weekend's okay, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I swear he does like hella drugs.
I was already shaking my head to the weekend too. So
That's right.
I mean,
He's a
I
singer,
was like,
right?
He is, but I don't know. Very questionable.
Okay, how about yourself, Milan?
You ain't heard the weekend songs? You don't sing about that?
I know, that's why I said he's a singer. She said the singer's okay. That's why I thought about Weeknd.
He's probably putting in more work than the rappers, to be honest with you.
At this point. Anyway, I'm not gonna go there. I'm a big weekend fan. I forgot, what was the question?
So a red flag profession in the man and a green flag profession in the man.
A red flag security guard, counselor,
How comes?
teacher,
Why a security guard?
professor.
Got too much time on his hands. or
Yeah,
something?
way too much time on his hands, messing
Okay.
with the students or with the. That's all.
So you said security guard, professors, what else did you say?
Counselor, after school
Counselors,
counselor,
Okay.
teacher's aide, all that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All that.
And a
Wow.
green flag?
Sure.
You just hate men, don't you?
Give him a chance. Give him a chance.
A podcast owner, entrepreneur. There you
She flipped that. Wow.
Okay.
go. There you go.
Green flag. Okay.
Never heard that one before. They normally say that's a red flag,
Right.
but okay.
Exactly.
How about yourself, Ashley?
I would say for me a red flag. I gotta agree with you. The coach, the physical
The
trainer
PT?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because you're looking at people in tight clothes, sweating, lifting heavy things. You know.
Lots of options.
That's why I go. Yeah, that's why I go to the gym. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah. So definitely that, and then I think green flag would be, for me personally. I'm not creative at all, so I really like people who aren't anything creative. So like fashion designing or creating music or creating art, anything like that.
So rapper would be okay for you?
Yes, but I know what comes with the territory. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't take them seriously. But yeah.
So
It
what
works.
comes with the territory is you can have other girls as well?
Yeah, what comes with the territory is it's never gonna be serious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And talking of rappers, I like your t-shirt you got on. You know I was going to hot you up about that.
I knew it. Oh,
Big
I
up,
fucked
big
up.
up Kanye.
All
You know,
right.
people know I like Kanye. Obviously, it's his new thing. But all right, cool. So, what about yourself, Celus? What green flag and red flag would you say in women?
Red flag are nurses. for
Nurses,
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
And then green flag, sandwich maker. Because we had one the last panel. We had a girl who was a sandwich maker.
Really?
Stewardesses
a great
as
job
well.
as a girl.
Like
Huh?
stewardesses as well is a red
Oh, I was
flag.
gonna say, bro, that's definitely not a green flag. Okay,
It
yeah,
just popped up in my mind.
yeah,
right
air
now.
stewardess. Okay.
Green flags. yeah, like I don't really like any occupation. Honestly, is a green flag. Like if I can see that you can work consistently, whether you're a sandwich maker or somebody that makes beats or something like that.
Okay,
that's
so
good enough for me.
So there's nothing else you can pinpoint apart from like a sandwich maker.
Maybe like
job?
a dog walker.
Because if I said to you right now, you said any job, but I could turn around to you and say, "Oh, about a dancer then?" You say, "Hell no."
Nah, I wouldn't take that serious.
Okay, so name a profession you'd say, if you could pick your ideal profession in a woman, what would it be?
Probably in education or something.
Okay,
like that.
teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, ladies, raise your hand on the panel if you've been cheated on in the past. No. Okay, so only 3 girls. You?
I don't know.
Oh
They
shit!
don't like
You
to
have
ask They don't want to know. They don't want to know.
Okay, cool. And you don't know, or not as far as you're concerned.
One relationship. And
Oh
I'm
shit!
Currently in
You're
it.
still in it.
Yeah.
First love.
And you are 23. Big up to you. So how long you been with him for?
It'll be our 5-year anniversary on the 31st.
See?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's my age as well.
Oh, nice. So you guys like went to school together. Received. Okay, we'll start with Ashley first, and we'll go around the panel that way.
Oh my god. Like one thing or in
Yeah, it doesn't have to be your guy now as well. The most expensive thing.
No, but like it has to be one gift or just in general.
Well, the most money ever spent on you in one time.
Okay. I would say like a trip to Europe for a month.
Okay. What about yourself, Milan?
I don't know.
Guys ain't shit.
Guys ain't shit. $500 maybe. I have no idea.
That's not too bad.
That's not that bad.
Okay.
Wait, he just gave you the cash?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's alright.
Cash, okay. Cash money.
Probably like 1,200. Right, like 1,200. I would say.
Is your necklace?
Huh? No.
Okay, because you was touching it as you were saying.
Oh no. No.
Okay, what about yourself, Paris?
4K.
Okay. What was it, if you don't mind me asking? Jewelry?
Cash.
Cash. Oh, just dropped it on you. Okay.
Start the stack real quick.
Stephanie?
I would say 800 or so.
Okay. Cash again?
Yeah.
Okay. Shit,
Sell.
mate, loads of guys dropping
Sell.
cash. What the fuck is
You
going
gotta
on?
go to the ATM or something, I guess.
And how about you, Alejandra?
I don't keep count, but definitely under 1,000
Okay.
in a day. Probably like a mixture of like gifts and then dinner and then activity.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna go with Ashley again, the same way round. Well, you can say the guy what you're dating now, but what's the minimum you would date when it comes to height and career income? So how much does he have to earn a year, and how tall does he have to be minimum?
Okay, so he has to earn at least what I'm earning.
Which is roughly?
Roughly 6 figures. Yeah.
Okay.
And I would say height. Gotta be taller than me. I'm
How tall?
5'4", so it's
Okay.
not that. Oh, okay, well, fuck. All right, maybe not 5'6", but like 5'8". All right,
5'8".
I'll do 5'8". Yeah.
Okay. Milan?
Definitely 6 foot and up. I'm 5'8", so I can't do
Okay.
no shorty. Sorry. I would say. What was the second question? I'm
The
sorry.
minimum income,
Minimum income. Match me, just like Ashley. Match me.
roughly? Like how much? I don't know how much you mean.
I don't know either, to be honest.
Just say a rough figure.
Roughly 50.
Okay.
50. Yeah.
Zayana?
It's similar. I would say like as long as you match me, which is also like kind of roughly. I want to
50.
say like between like 35 and 40.
Okay.
And 6'4".
How tall are you?
5'5".
And I'm guessing your man is 6'4", right?
Yes, he is.
Kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah. Paris, what about yourself?
Height does matter to me because I like to wear heels. I don't want to be kissing my man in the forehead. I am 5'6", so 6 and higher for
Okay.
me, and making more than me actually. Yeah.
Roughly how?
I'll say 15K a month or 10K.
So what's that? 10K is 120. So like 150K a year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Stephanie?
For me, What was the question again?
Height and
I
weight.
blanked out. Okay, height minimum 5'8", because I'm 5'2". I'm a shorty. And wage, it matched me for sure or above, which roughly, I don't know, why do I gotta say? Okay,
Roughly.
70 to 6 figures.
Okay, we'll put 6 figures here. Okay, and Alejandra?
For height, the minimum that I would date would be 5'10".
5'10".
I'm 5'5", and I like to wear heels.
Nice. So I'm guessing your man's 5'10".
5'10".
Okay.
And then just make more than me.
Roughly?
Let's see, at least 70K a year.
70K. Okay. Okay. Okay, nice, ladies. Let's look at the most. Okay, we're gonna pick on you, Paris. Can we get the delusional calculator out?
Uh-oh.
Delusional
Well,
calculator.
Well,
I have
ladies,
never-
how many percentage of men do you think? Well, actually, how many percentage of people in America do you think make over 6 figures a year? Does anyone have a rough estimate? Let's go around the panel. About you, Ashley. How many people do you think make 6 figures a year?
30?
Elon?
25%.
Maybe like less than 30%.
Paris?
1%.
No.
1%.
1%.
Stephanie?
5%.
She's scaring me.
Oh my gosh, I'm assuming 20 to 35.
You ladies are very delusional. 10% of people in America make over 6 figures a year.
Men or?
No, just people in general. So forget men.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying, including women, which the majority of the high earners, well, these days actually women are actually catching up, but a lot of the 6 figures earners are men, but only 10% of the population make over 6 figures a year, and only 1% of the population make over 500K a year. So only 1%.
Have you heard
So-
of Rockefeller?
Yeah, the guy who owns the country, basically.
That's why he wants workers and not thinkers.
Yeah, exactly that.
That's why the percentage is that way.
Yeah, of course you have to. They have to have society to run like that, because otherwise you wouldn't have no one serving you food. You wouldn't have a personal trainer. You know. Okay, we're ready for the calculator. Okay, let's go down. Okay, so age. How old does your idealistic man have to be from?
I have dated older men. I don't have a problem with that. I like experience. I like...
About what's the minimum? How old are you? 27, right?
I'm 27. I say 40 is the minimum.
40 is the minimum?
Yeah, 40.
Okay, 40. And then from 40 till all the way till what age? When does he get too old?
Oh, no, please. Slow down. He's going 70. 45.
45. Oh, shit. So it's a small gap you're looking for there.
Yes.
Damn, okay.
Wow.
And black, right?
Yeah.
I
You know what?
remember
But you
that
know
part.
what?
What was that yeah about? Like, you
You know
changed your mind or
what?
something?
I actually told my brother, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go branching another...
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that
So-
saying is not true
so
once you go black.
Can he be anything then? So he can be anything, yeah?
Yeah, he could be anything.
Okay. Even Asian?
Even Asian.
All right, cool.
The switch up is
Sorry,
crazy.
man. The Asian gives out. But when we say Asian here, anyway, it's more Oriental, right? But a lot of the girls on the panel said they wouldn't date Asian
Wait,
guys.
so you could say Oriental on the panel, but you can't.
Wow, what's wrong with saying Oriental?
I'm just making.
There's
It's
nothing wrong
because
with it.
in England, right? We would like India is in Asia, right? But here in
No,
America,
no,
when
I
people
know.
say Asians, they don't mean
I know,
Indians, right?
yeah,
but you're
yeah,
actually
no.
technically from Asia, ain't you?
Yeah, no,
that's what I'm
I
saying.
get it. That's why I laughed at the
Yeah,
Asian joke. It was funny.
Okay, so do you date an Asian guy? Oh, I didn't think so.
That's why I laughed.
All right. So 6 foot, and then can he be fat or married?
Not fat.
Okay, so exclude obese.
He has to be healthy.
Or about married?
No, I'm not a homewrecker.
Okay, so or about if he just wanted you to join the squad?
Oh, I'm open to if
The
she is.
rotation.
No, leave it exclude married off then. Go down. Okay, so she wants a man who's making 150K minimum. And I was being nice to her, actually. She said 15K a month, which I think is a little bit more than that. Okay, cool. Let's go. Let's see how rare your man is. 0.6. It's not that bad. I think like
Still less than 1%, but
yeah, it's very rare. We actually had a girl who broke the meter like what was it, like 3 shows ago? Was it 0.00006%? But yeah, it says that you got to start collecting cat bags anyway.
yeah, at this point.
But you didn't get a 5 out of 5. You got a 4 out of 5 on the cat bag. So
I don't know what that means.
that means that man you're
gonna
looking
be a
for
cat
is
lady.
extremely rare.
Wow.
Extremely rare. But all right, ladies. Should we do anyone else or okay? No, we'll leave it for there. Okay, what improvements can men make? What improvements can men make?
In general,
Yeah, in general.
I really do not believe that chivalry is dead. And I think more men should have that old school mentality.
Well, how about if I told you that for majority of girls that chivalry would not work? And this is another thing. Does is respect just given or does respect have to be earned?
It's earned. And
Exactly.
then once it's
So
earned, it's deserved.
wouldn't it be foolish for me to be chivalrous to every pretty girl that I meet?
Well, you're not dating every girl you meet.
Or say she's attractive and I want to date her. Should I just be chivalrous from the start?
Well, yeah, you don't want to be douchey as like a first impression.
Well, one, I don't think she deserves it because first of all, I need to get to know her, qualify her, see
Wait,
that she's a good girl.
What's chivalry to you, though? Me, it's just
flowers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Great
no.
first
And
impression.
Ethan, and if you want me to be completely honest with you, 90% of women would laugh at a man in 2024 turning up to flowers on the first date. Now, forget like the man that you're interested in giving you flowers. That's different, right? But if you, from the get-go, for him to give you flowers, majority of girls are going to laugh and not take that man seriously. So I would actually say that women killed chivalry, not men. And the reason that women killed chivalry is because women have so many options now that to them, there's so many men chasing them in DMs on the streets that for them, the man that doesn't chase them and acts hard to get and doesn't pursue them is the man they're interested more in because they're so used to so many men just falling at their feet. Do you understand what I'm saying? So showing chivalry wouldn't work. And if you had like a son or a younger brother and you told him to be chivalrous a girl from the get-go, he'd probably get his heart broken over and over again. And it wouldn't work. So
I can agree to disagree.
okay. Well, what do you disagree with?
I disagree that a girl would see bringing flowers on the first date as weakness.
Well, I don't think the majority of girls here on the panel are going to admit it, but in 2024, majority of women, especially attractive ones, if you turn up on the first day with flowers, they're going to think he's I can't even say the word, but they're going to think he's a wimp. Like, they're not going to take him seriously. Because
It would personally make my heart melt.
Okay, but that's maybe because you're in a relationship now, which is I'm guessing it's a good relationship, right?
Yeah.
And you can imagine your man giving you flowers. But if you never met your man and he met you from the get-go, I don't think it's a good idea for him to bring you flowers until he got to know you. Did your man bring you flowers?
Did he bring you flowers on the first day?
Yeah.
Oh, he
first date.
did?
Yeah.
And it worked?
Yeah.
Well, look, in your case, you're the minority and it worked, but the majority of women are not going to respond like that. So, ladies here, like your first date, would you like flowers? Be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes. I like that corny shit.
Yeah.
All women say that, but bro,
They're all younger, too.
All the men they go for, not typically their men.
I think the thing is, like, women who would appreciate those things are ready for a relationship. Women who don't are usually leave guys thinking the nice guy loses.
Well, wouldn't you say, especially in 2024, like a lot of the men and women have been manipulated by society and stuff, right?
Yeah, possibly, with social media being a thing.
And that's why I said social media is even the reason why chivalry is dead, is because even back in the day, like you're in a successful relationship, but back in the day, everyone would be like that from young. They would meet their partner, their other half, and be in a relationship. Same as you met your man at 18. But this day and age, it's not really like that. You know, everyone has tons of options, dating apps. There's young girls being flown out by millionaires all across the world. So. Like, I get what you're saying, but in reality, for a man to be chivalrous from the get-go in 2024 is probably a bad idea for him, and it won't work. Like, is there a chance it might work and he might meet a girl like you? Yeah, but the probability is very low. So he's gonna get his heart broken over and over again. Which on the other half, if he's not chivalrous, he will still be able to tell a good woman from the outside, and he will be able to give her a chivalry in time, right? Once the respect is earned. What about yourself, Stephanie? What can a men improve on?
Work on yourself before you're out there on these streets. Don't be cheap, I would say. Like, it's the thought that counts. Like, just do something nice, you know?
What about yourself, Paris?
Just the respect. I've been approached a lot, and it's like very disrespectful when a person gets very upset because you decline them. And I'm not obligated to open my legs just because you find me attractive. If I decline you, I have my own reasons. It's not for you to be disrespectful or calling out my name. It's getting bad in LA, really bad.
I think that's quite a lame trait for a man. If you get turfed, you get turfed, bro. Just walk away. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, I got sexually assaulted celebrating my release at the club at Warwick. I got slapped in my ass, and literally it messed up my outfit. My outfit was like, my skirt alone was $500.
Was your man there?
No.
Your ex? Sorry.
No, he wasn't there.
Well, that's why I say women should never be in clubs without their man.
You know what? I was actually with my friend who was the promoter, and I feel like that's going to be the last time I go out with him. And there are security guards, and I spoke to the security guard. I didn't make a big deal out of it, you know, but he's like, oh, that means that I like you. And if I would have had reacted, you know.
What, he said that?
Yeah, that's what he said.
What, he said if you reacted,
He's a DJ, and I don't know what the hell was going on in his head, but he slapped me.
Oh, he did it himself.
You, huh?
He did it.
But he wasn't the DJ at that club.
Okay, it was just a random DJ that was there, and the guy that brought you there didn't back you.
He was just, I don't know. He should have been more supportive. He could have had told the guy, hey, you know, you're out of the table.
Yeah. Well, look, that's why, like, you know, you've heard me say it on the podcast before, but a girl in a relationship, but girls in general, like clubs are for single people, right? But we all know it's full of toxic people. We know that men can be fucking assholes, like worse than assholes. Do you get what I'm saying? Going around slapping
especially
girls'
in those
asses without
environments,
consent.
man.
So that's why I think it's just a bad. Ladies who are in a relationship, does any of your boyfriends let you go out to the clubs? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh shit! All of them? Fuck.
I mean, I keep him updated.
Yeah,
Like, on my
I'm
own
yeah.
way and with my friends.
Never
Are they
out.
watching this?
Never out.
I don't know.
Also, it's my boyfriend, not my babysitter. Like, you know, I'm an adult. I know how to handle myself.
Well, he's supposed to take you
I would
serious.
actually say you don't, because this is another thing as well. If you are with a man, you want a leader, right? Or not?
No, necessarily.
Well, you said here you want a man who makes the same as you, if not more,
Yeah, that's
and
not
taller
a
than
leader.
you. It is, but if you want a man who's superior to you, by default, it's a leader. You want a man who's stronger than you, taller
I want
than
a
you.
partner. That's the problem. I don't need anybody to lead. I have leadership skills. I think that's where.
So if someone broke into the house, you'd be down to like you go and deal with
I've
it.
been boxing for 3 years. I do
Remember, she
MMA
has
now.
a black belt.
But
Last time she was talking a lot of
But in realistic terms, you're sitting there saying, yeah, you'll go and box and whatever. But in realistic terms, a teenage boy could knock you out. So, no, that's the truth.
That's why
Do
we
you know
have
what I'm saying?
guns.
So exactly, but you wouldn't want you going to the front of the house with it. You want your boyfriend going there, right?
I wouldn't care. I mean,
What about the other
you
ladies?
gotta
Are
have
you with a
self-defense
leader?
skills.
Would you
Yeah.
say? Okay, are you with a leader?
I would say so.
Okay, so by being the leader, you have responsibility, right, for your woman, right? Would you say your man's responsible for you?
No, I'm responsible for myself.
So he has
responsible
no
for himself.
responsibility for you. So if someone came up on the street, a dude punched you, took your bag and ran off, and he did nothing about it, you'd feel
Dude,
completely
if
cool.
something happened to both of us on the streets, it's
No,
every man for themselves.
no, forget exactly what I said. If you was on the street with your man,
Okay.
and some other dude ran up to you, punched you, took your bag and ran off, You'd be completely cool with him just
If he is able to defend me, I would like him to do that. I would do the same thing.
Whoa,
if the roles were reversed.
you see, you just hypocrited yourself because you said you would like if he was able to defend you, right?
Right.
So he has responsibility for you, right?
Just the same way I would too if somebody, attacked
So
you.
yeah, she doesn't want to accept it, but with responsibility, what comes with responsibility? Authority, right? So by all means, if your man did tell you like, I don't want you to go to a club, then you should not go to a club. I know you two didn't say much, but you turned around and said like, he has no right over saying. What about you two? If your man turned around and said he didn't want you to go to a club no more, would you guys not go?
I would ask why.
Yeah, I would. I would have to ask.
Well, isn't her example just a perfect example? Clubs, for me, honestly,
And I wasn't-
I'll be honest with you. I see you two as cheating on your man, both of you. Like that's the complete truth. Any woman that goes to a club without her man is cheating. You're going to a place where single people go, dressed up, all sexy, in your makeup, yeah. Going to a place where all men in like sections are there who meet women. So like for me, like that environment's not for someone who's in a relationship. And also going back to Paris's situation, or about if a dude comes up to you in the club and slaps your ass, there's absolutely zero that you guys could even do about it. And you guys can sit here and cap and say, yeah, I would punch him or say something to him. But in realistic terms, that would probably be a bad idea as well. Because if he's toxic enough and drunk enough to slap your ass without consent, then he's more likely going to maybe lay hands on you. Do you get what I'm saying? So
That could be anywhere though.
no, it couldn't.
Yeah.
It couldn't. That doesn't happen on the street often. Does it happen?
Yes,
but
it
very
does.
rarely.
Very
It happens in
unlikely.
clubs very often compared to
Especially
anywhere
in
else.
those type of environments. Yeah, more than likely to happen.
Wamley, would you,
Yeah.
is it okay for your man to go to a strip club?
Oh hell no! But I actually want to reiterate. Like I
This is
feel
what I'm
like
saying. Women in 2024 want a traditional man, but they don't want to be traditional at all. And it's even crazy. Even the girls in relationships. And I hope it goes like for the long run for you guys. But like it's insane how I turned around to you. I said to you, "Can you go to a club where in a club you have tons of options in the club?"
if
right?
we're talking about a traditional club, I didn't realize. I feel like clubs I didn't realize like a club. You mean like the sections and all that stuff? No,
Nightclub.
I don't really go to those.
Okay, so you don't go to nightclubs
No.
or bars. Okay, cool.
I
You
go
do.
to bars
Like
and
with
clubs
food.
but with friends.
Yeah, with homegirls. Like you go
And
to
like
a bar.
they take their boyfriends too.
Yeah.
Do you take your boyfriend?
I invite him. He's like, no, I'm tired.
Okay.
I'm staying.
Well, look, if you have someone's party to go to and you really want to be there, and you ask, look, I ain't your boyfriend, you can ask your boyfriend. He lets you do what you want. Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm saying if you take your boyfriend with you to a party that your friends are going to be at, that's cool. But to be going out, I don't care whether it's your girl's bachelorette or someone's birthday. Like for me, it's cheating. Like a girl at a club or a nightclub. And it's funny because when I asked her, would you let your man at a strip club? She said no, because it's the same kind of. In fact, it's fucking worse. It's worse for you guys. I'll tell you why. Do you think dudes go to strip clubs and smash? Like, especially like proper dancer, like crazy girls and shit. Guys don't go in there and smash. Majority of dancers don't want to fuck their clients unless they're actually doing prostitution. Yeah, like which you find in low end clubs. But let's be honest, how many options do you guys have when you go to clubs? Tons, right?
Zero.
Zero.
They're not my type.
Just in
Bro,
general,
stop.
like,
But you have tons of options. You have tons of guys coming up to you, right? Talking to you.
But
Just because you're
I
picky.
feel like I don't really go.
I don't think that's accurate.
I
Like
feel
if,
That's
like
not
I go.
accurate.
if you're going with your friends,
Yeah.
you're with your friends and you're not like,
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever went
So
to
guys
a
don't hit
club.
on you. Guys don't hit on you
no,
when you're
because
with your friends.
sorry, they see that you're with your friends.
So they don't hit on you. So you never have guys coming up to you while you're at a club with your friends.
They look at me, but then they get intimidated by my friends.
Who are your friends?
Good friends.
Male?
Male and female. But yeah, there's some male that are
Okay, cool. So they probably don't come up to you because they might think you're taken. You're maybe dating one of the guys in the circle. Do you get what I'm saying?
or my
But
girlfriend.
let's be honest. If you're with your girlfriends, you have guys coming up to you. That's why guys are in clubs to court girls. Vice versa. Girls go to clubs to see guys and get attention. It's funny that women turn around and say, no, I'll go to a club to have fun with my girls. You can just put on the lights at home, put on the music and dance with your friends. But the truth is, majority of girls like to go clubbing while being in relationships, because women, unlike men, we like go after sex. You like guys love attention. So women want to still go out while being in a relationship, still getting attention from other men and having a good time with their friends. So, okay. Paris, anything to say about that?
So I just want to clear the air. So when I went out, it was for celebrating my release. I had dinner, and my friend, the photographer, is a promoter, so we went to Warwick to continue celebrating. The thing is that I've been separated with my partner since December, and that's when I celebrated. So it wasn't like I had to ask consent from him. Like, we're like not together.
Yeah. Well,
You were just in that environment.
I would honestly say to you, if you was with him, it would be a bit of a red flag on his behalf.
Yeah, I
the
wouldn't.
fact that you had an opening and he wasn't there, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't done that if I'm with him. And now I know that if I ever were to celebrate again, I'm going to hire a bodyguard. And I have spoken to several individuals that are security guards, and it's just you know, with me, I'm a model. You know, I get invited, like I got invited for this Grammy stuff, so I'm gonna go. But then it's like, it's the risk of me going alone. I don't like the idea, because it's, for me, it's vulnerable, because yes, people are drinking, and there are people that are coked out, you know, and so like my work field is risky, and I don't feel comfortable.
All your your openings, are they always at clubs?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look, like I said, like, let's be honest, if it wasn't at a club or if it was at like a big shop at a shopping mall, would that situation have happened, you reckon? Probably not, right?
Probably not, no.
That's what I'm saying, because Alejandra turned around and said that it can happen anywhere, but the truth is, no dude's going to come up to you at a supermarket and slap your ass.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, has it happened in life? I'm sure it's happened to someone, sure, but it's very rare, right? But in clubs, it happens often, right? Because guys can try and get away with it. And they're intoxicated as well. Okay, cool. So you finished there?
Yeah.
Oh.
So how about your whole situation there, Paris? So you said you guys split up because you found out a bunch of shit?
It's just like certain things were just like, doesn't add up, you know, like you're supplying or you're helping out for 3 household. Okay, I could just imagine your kids and your mom, but who's the other third? And then the other one is, what's that word? Bitonical, if I'm pronouncing this right.
Explain it.
Having a friend and your best friend is a female that looks like could work at Fig. You know Fig? Figueroa? Is where...
Oh, she looks like a prostitute?
Yeah, she looks like a prostitute. She looks provocative. She shows her cleavage. She shows her butt cheeks. She is a mother, and it makes sense why she's a single mother. But it doesn't make sense for me to say, hey, I'm going to be okay with that, you know? Like...
But wasn't he allowed to sleep with other girls? But you're just saying the type of girls that he's fucking with are like low...
For me saying that it was okay for us to sleep with other girls, you know?
Oh, together,
not like him just fucking around, you know? Like, I wouldn't consider myself a lesbian or bisexual. Like, I'm just attracted to energy. So like, if I'm vibing with the female and it's like, it's that connection, you know?
Yeah. Well, the truth is, if he was the man he says he is, because you said that he was a high earner before, right? Mm-hmm. And you said he's attractive, in shape.
Yeah.
So if he did have all those attributes and he was providing for you and he did fuck another woman behind your back, I would have honestly said like if you had asked me for my advice, I'd say like put up with it. Like, you know what kind of caliber man you're going for. Like, otherwise go for an average dude. There's plenty of those guys out there. But in the case that like what you're saying, honestly, I don't know if this guy's lying to you, if he does have his life together, because obviously if he's asking you for funds, that's the biggest red flag from the get-go. And also, I think the quality of women of what he's fucking as well. If he's fucking like some low-end chick and from the outside it looks embarrassing for you, then do you know what I'm saying?
Red flag. So.
Yeah. All right, cool. So that's the latest then. Are you still talking to him?
No.
You said December, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies, do you believe in second chances? Anyone on the panel? Do you raise your hand if you believe in second chances? No? No one believes in second chances?
Not forgiving at all.
Okay, cool.
Is there like a
In between.
Okay, so ladies, do you believe a woman who's wasted time and made mistakes with men previously deserves her idealistic man? Let's go with Ashley first.
Can you define the scope of these mistakes? Like, what do you mean? Are you talking about like this
Sleeping with
woman
the
has
wrong dudes?
7 kids and now she's trying to look
that's
for
a bit extreme, right?
Right. So what? That's what
Made
I'm saying.
mistakes from men. Like, have you made mistakes with men? Be honest.
I don't have any kids or nothing.
But
like
have you slept with any guys that you thought, I should maybe perhaps not have done that? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
About Milan, about yourself. So do you believe that a woman in that situation, a woman who's made mistakes previously or wasted her time, deserves her idealistic man, her dream man?
So this is not the answer you want, but the answer I'm going to give you is it depends on the scope of the mistakes. Like I said, like if you have
Well, I
children,
gave you an example for example.
But like, what do you mean? Like somebody who made a mistake, like it was just like the relationship didn't work out, because that can happen to a lot of people.
No, not a relationship. Like, you know, she had casual sex with someone she perhaps didn't think she should have. I'll give you, that's one example.
Okay, and
or even dated a bunch of dudes like after each other, but not being made the best decisions with those men. So, you know, she's ended up dating a bunch of them.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't like have any lasting effects that would affect the next person that you're in a relationship with, I don't think it matters.
What about yourself, Milan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paris?
Sorry, what was the question?
Do you believe a woman who's made mistakes in a previous life and wasted time deserves her idealistic man?
You know,
Does she deserve love?
Does she deserve love?
Not love. Does she deserve? Because love, love. But does she deserve her? No, not a good man. Does she deserve her dream man, her idealistic man?
Damn, that's a hard one. I don't think so.
Okay, Stephanie.
I think yes. If you've done the work. Yes.
Alejandra.
I think so.
Okay, because it's funny how, because I asked the panel literally the question right before you guys. I asked you guys, do people deserve second chances, right? And all of you turned around and said no.
Nobody said no.
Yeah.
I just didn't answer.
That's a no.
That's a no.
We had to think about it.
Yeah, like you gotta let people think.
Bro, I said to you guys, raise your hand if you believe that people deserve second chances, and every single girl on the panel didn't raise their hand. So I assume that people don't deserve second chances.
It depends.
It's
it
time
depends.
consuming.
Yeah.
No, it depends. You
said yes or no.
You see,
Yes
what I
or
did there,
no?
ladies, I asked you girls, do people deserve second chances? You guys had, majority of you guys on the table said no. But then when I asked you guys if a lady made a mistake in her previous life, does she deserve her dream man? And honestly, the truth is no, she don't. Like a man in his prime deserves a woman in her prime. Like if you sat there, made mistakes over and over again, and you are perhaps past your prime as a woman, do you really deserve your dream man? Now, am I sitting there saying that you don't deserve love? I'm not saying that. You deserve to find someone, but do you deserve your dream man?
I think
I don't
getting
think
a
so.
second chance at life is different than getting a second chance at the same person you already messed up with. I think that's the biggest difference. So yeah, you could get a second chance at life at finding whoever wants to love you or whoever your idealistic person is.
So in other words, what you're saying.
But that's that's God, that's the universe, that's not me.
In other words, what you're saying, you can't have a second chance with that same person, but you can have a second chance at
But
life.
that person deserves all the best things in life. Yeah, just because they screwed me over doesn't mean they don't deserve everything they want.
So say for example, you had a son right now, and he was dating a woman who was an ex-adult star, porn star. Do you think like that would be fine? Would you advise him to get married?
If my son is an adult and is not living under my roof, he can do whatever the hell he wants as long as he's paying his own bills.
That's why we need fathers, guys. That's why single mother households do the worst. You know, the majority of degenerates come from single mother households because there's no disciplinarian in the house. You know, the father keeps the son out of jail and the mother and his daughter off the pole. So that's a bad answer, like honestly. But all right, cool. So, ladies, who's easier to please, men or women? Ashley.
Men.
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 That's a hard one for me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit, because like when I ask you guys what you guys look for in a man, there's a shitload of answers, and like when you genuinely ask men like what do you want in a woman, it's pretty quick and like we don't want much. Right. We don't ask for much.
Okay, I would say men.
I had to convince you there.
Think about it.
I think men are very simple, so men.
Yeah.
That's true. That's why I honestly believe that the woman should be more in love. Well, the man shouldn't be in love with the woman, but he should love his woman. But the woman should love the man more than the woman loves, more than the man loves his woman. And another, I see you shaking your head. Do you disagree, Stephanie? Why do you disagree?
Because I don't have a reason right now. I just disagree strongly. Let me gather my thoughts. Okay.
Let me tell you why I believe in that case, because women, like you guys said, men are simple, right? Once we find the woman that we love and admire, we know men rarely leave women. You know, 80% of breakups are initiated by women. Yeah, there's different kind of reasons for that. There's financial reasons, like when the man goes broke. There's cheating, obviously, when the man is promiscuous with another woman, and a lot of time though is the woman gets bored. Women tend to get bored. Yeah, so I think women need to feel like they're in the best relationship possible in order for that relationship to last long distance. Within men, like we don't really need to be kept on our toes. Like, you know, like for us, the relationship gets better as it goes on. For you guys, sex gets better as it goes on. And it's exactly the opposite for us. Like for us, sex gets worse as we get along. But, you know, your man's not going to tell you that shit. But for us, the best time we ever have with a woman is the first time, the second time, the third, because we're physical creatures. You guys are more emotional and mental. That's why the further the relationship goes on and the more times you sleep with him, the better it gets, right? That's why I tell women as well that one woman can never fully sexually satisfy a man. Anyone on the panel disagree? Especially the girls in relationships, you disagree?
I disagree.
You think a woman, you disagree? Why do you disagree? You think a woman can fully sexually satisfy a man?
I think if the man wanted to, yeah.
Okay, do you know if your fellow watches adult content or you're not sure?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't, definitely, yeah?
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, cool. Okay, and so he doesn't jerk off nothing without you?
No.
Okay. And you said he's a high earner as well? Alejandra? He makes 70k a year and he's 5'10"?
Yeah.
Okay, possible.
He's a rare one. You know, he's the type that brings you flowers on the first date. Rare.
Yeah, but also you do understand that rare men tend to be promiscuous as well.
He's a faithful one.
Okay, but
I would everything she's saying. I would agree, because I feel like it all comes down to discipline too. Like, can you hold like?
Well, you guys say it's discipline, right? But how about if I turned around to you guys and I said, you guys should date short guys? What would you turn around and say? You'd be like, fuck no. Why would I date a short guy?
Milan wouldn't want to do that.
Well, forget Milan. Ziana is dating a 6'4" guy. So how about if I turned around and said, fuck that? Why don't you date a 5'4" guy? You should give him a chance.
Look at the faces.
I mean, yeah.
You wouldn't be up for it, right? Anyone?
No, it'd take a little bit more of a convincing.
Yeah. Realistically, you would never be convinced, right?
No.
So your biological urges are fine. Like, men accept women's biological urges, you know? You guys want a man with charisma, humor, tall, finances, shit. Like, you lot even said that a man needs to bring a lot more to the table. So if that's the case, and like, you think that man's going to be faithful when his biological urges are to have a variety of women? Like, I'm not saying your man is not. Your man could be faithful. The chance of both of your men being faithful, probably rare. But I hope they are. But I'm saying in the future, say for example, your man did start becoming a 6-figure earner and your man, and he got found out to fuck another woman. I would say you guys, it's best to accept it if he loves you and comes back to you. Because would you guys agree that majority of men cheat and lie? Everyone on the panel, do you agree with that statement? Majority of men lie and cheat?
They get caught more easily, yeah.
I think everyone can
Yeah,
cheat.
I feel like men and women, just women are. A
So
little
you
bit
think?
better at hiding
Look,
it.
well, I know women cheat as well, but I'm saying, do you think women cheat more than men?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Don't tell them, guys. Don't tell them.
Well, I wouldn't have agreed with them anyway, because let's be honest, guys are like dogs. Do you get what I'm saying? When a woman really finds a guy that she admires, respects, and loves, she doesn't see any man in the room but him. Yeah, but the other way around, it doesn't happen like that. Like a man can be over heels for a woman, kill, die for her, provide for her, but he's still gonna want to fuck another woman. Maybe not now, maybe in 5 months, maybe in 5 years, but along the line. And if you don't believe me, you can just go look back to statistics. Even go back to like our granddads and our great granddads. Like how many of them got caught cheating and shit? But you know, a lot of times our grandmother stayed with them, and in the long run, it was a successful relationship. This day and age, I know women put the female lens on the man, and I understand you guys. You guys are like, but you guys can't love us and do that. But it doesn't work that way. Like, shit, like I've slept with girls that I've forgotten their names the next day.
Oh wow.
What? That's the truth. Men are like dogs. You don't know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know men are like dogs.
I know a couple.
So, okay, you guys all said that men are easier to please than women. And that's why I said that, going back to that, what you said, I think the woman should love the man more than the man loves the woman. No, yeah, the woman should love the man more than the man loves the woman. And I explained to you why. Because along the line, the woman's going to get bored if she thinks she's not in the best possible situation she can be in. The same way when the woman's the breadwinner, you heard it with Paris. When the woman tends to make the money, it only lasts a certain period of time. Even the 50-50 shit don't last. Right. Sorry, but it just doesn't. Do you get what I'm saying? Like women, it starts to really annoy women in the long run when they have to be the leader in the relationship. Even masculine women. Shit, even masculine women, they come on our podcast, they say all the time, they just want a hyper masculine man, right?
They want to have their cake and eat it too.
Exactly that. So you guys, everyone here on the panel wants a family and to get married? No? You don't want a family? No? You don't want kids?
Why would I work 40 hours a week just to give it to some freaking freeloader who don't pay no taxes? Get out of here. I'm going to spend it on myself. No way. No way. No.
Okay, anyone else doesn't want children? Hurrah!
I have 2.
Paris has 2 already. Anyone else? You guys all want children? The rest of the panel? Okay, cool. Well, don't listen to Ashley. She's damaged. She's damaged. So your guy don't want kids either?
I don't care what you
He doesn't have a say, bro.
He really doesn't. He has a choice. Not at all.
Oh damn! You're a cool chick, Ashley, but God, I don't want to meet your man. I already know your man's fucking. I don't even want to say. We had this out last time, didn't we? But
We really did.
your man's a sucker for sure. But
you be
come on, bro. Have you not watching the shit? Did she not tell you you're coming on the podcast? She's saying you have no say.
I didn't say that.
You basically
Might as
just
well
said that.
have. Come on now.
Hey, man.
We all know who wears the trousers there anyway. Men are smarter than women, or women are smarter than men? Raise your hand if you think women are smarter than men. Women? Yeah?
Emotional.
All right, cool. So, ladies, we're going to go around the panel here. I want you guys to name me 3 countries outside of America. You can't name me the country that you're from, Canada or Mexico. So no neighboring countries. And for example, you couldn't name Colombia. Okay, we'll start with Ashley first.
All right, let's do it. Argentina, Mongolia, Netherlands.
Okay.
China, Nigeria, Egypt.
Oh my God. Japan. Zimbabwe. Finland.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Shit. Guatemala, El Salvador, and New Zealand.
Okay, I've got a feeling Stephanie's gonna fuck this up for you guys.
Way to set it up.
You got
Don't look at the other girls either. Just look at me. Tell me the 3 countries.
To my eyes.
Okay. Uruguay.
Okay.
Okay, Uruguay. Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Guatemala.
Oh, she said that. She said
said that?
Yeah. No. It's cool. She gets another
easy?
thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
You get a pass.
She gets a pass because she didn't know. What's the country?
In Africa, there's so many countries.
And you don't know one.
I-
And you guys said that women are smarter than men? Fuck no. Let me tell you something. If men,
One.
you said men were smarter,
I'm
right?
blanking out.
No. Oh, you think women as well? Yeah, cool. Fail.
It was out of
Morocco.
Yeah.
Too late.
All right.
Too old.
Canada, Chile.
You know Canada.
Not Canada?
No neighboring countries. Too easy.
Oh, two neighboring. Okay.
Chile.
The UK,
Yeah.
Chile,
Yeah.
and Nicaragua.
Okay, so Stephanie kind of fucked it up, but she kind of got it. You know what? I'll give it to you guys. Because last time they said the same thing. They said that women were smarter than men, and then we had, what did we have? Africa as an answer.
Right.
What
We
was
had
the other
all
one we
kinds
had? We had some terrible
Yeah.
answers. Yeah. But yeah, no, men are definitely smarter than women. All you need to go is look at the IQ levels of like the top 100 people. Go look at the top billionaires in the world. Shit, like if we took out men out of the world tomorrow, the infrastructure would collapse. You guys would have no running water, no electricity. Well, you
I say we need each other.
That's a women
We
weren't
need
allowed
each
to go to
other.
school or work for like way many years
So what's your
before
excuse
men
now?
did.
What's your excuse now?
We can't make up 30 years of miseducation and workforce establishment.
So you
What
saying
are
that
you
women
talking
are
about?
dumb?
No, I'm saying it takes time to catch up to 30 years of a gap between you guys have been working in the workforce and getting educations. We had to fight for our right to vote.
Well, I actually think that your vote should be halved.
And what do you think about
Let me explain why.
Why?
All right, cool. Is it fair that if I vote and you vote, I have to be drafted to go to a war, perhaps, but you don't? Is that equal? Oh. So in that case, then maybe your vote should be halved. Shit, you lot put us in this position anyway. We would have had Trump still in office. Instead, we've got someone who don't even know his name. Why? Because we went on emotions and feelings.
How about your votes get half because you guys don't contribute to the labor force? If women weren't alive, you guys wouldn't have anybody to draft into the
Who
military.
chooses to be pregnant? Exactly. We don't force you guys. We're not like shit. Like, yeah, we're gonna put you on the farm, guys. Like, you ready?
What about anti-abortion states and all of that shit? You guys do force us to be pregnant.
Well, I'm not gonna really go into abortion, but I don't really agree with abortion either.
No, I'm not saying you do, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, abortion wasn't legal for a long time. That was a new thing.
And it was better when it wasn't. And the same with birth control.
Yeah, it was
when
better.
birth control wasn't around, women were actually more picky on who they picked. So you guys had less casual sex and you had partners earlier
But
on.
now we
and
have
successful
male birth
families.
control, so you guys could be picky too.
But men never had to be picky.
Yeah, because you guys can't pick. You guys take
Yeah,
what you get.
Exactly. No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It's true. Women have the key to sex. We have the key to a relationship. So you guys pick who you date, and then once you get to know the man, it's up to him whether he wants to take you serious or not. Anyone disagree? No? You agree, right?
I led you to your point. There you go. You're welcome.
Yeah, you did.
Helping you.
I'm
out
gonna
there.
agree with you when you're right. You're mainly wrong most of the time. But you came with a good t-shirt today.
Just because that.
I don't
Okay.
condone that.
So does body count matter for women? Go around the panel. Does body count matter for women? Alejandra, start here with you
No.
first. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Paris.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
At a certain point, yeah.
Like with men?
Not
Like
for
they're-
women.
For women?
Yeah, we'll do the men. Don't you worry about that.
Yes.
Closer to Mac. No.
Oh, sorry, no.
No. Okay. So you said no, and you said no. Okay. Cool. What was your body count before you met your man?
Before I met him,
Yeah.
I thought we weren't supposed to say personal things on here.
When did you say that?
Your announcer.
No, we said we're talking about general and personal experience. But you see how you have an issue with saying it.
I don't want it to be public.
No, but
if my man were to ask me, I would tell him.
Which shows and proves that body count does matter. Because if it didn't matter, you'd be just open about it and be like, yeah, this is it. Now let's do you, Ashley. What's your body
let's do
count?
it. What's your penis size? If you want to be
asked me this
intrusive
last
like
time.
that. If you want to be intrusive like that, come on. If you want to be intrusive, if
Ashley.
it's not a big deal, tell me.
Ashley.
Tell me. Share it.
Did we not go through this last time?
That's what I'm saying. You
Do you
can't
want to
be
keep
asking-
telling people my penis size? We did this last time.
We can't keep coming here, man. You can't just be asking people shit if you don't want to answer shit back.
I don't mind answering it. I answered it for you last time. But I'm saying to you, you didn't want to answer. You didn't answer.
I don't, it's an irrelevant question. It's like asking somebody like...
Well, it's not irrelevant because it's like asking a man for his height in the dating market because it is relevant because women like to date taller men, right? In fact, women like to date superior men in everything. Hypergamy. You know, they date a man who's stronger, more competent. Like in your case, obviously slightly different. But
Yeah, but I mean, okay, if that's the case, then why is it not normalized to ask people for their STD testing? No, for their STD testing before you have sex with them. Like, what is body? I feel like having an STD test speaks more to your sexual health than a body count would. Yeah. Body count is just irrelevant.
Men don't want to know body count from a woman to not catch an STD. We would hope that woman doesn't have an STD, and you can use a condom if you think that the woman doesn't qualify.
So knowing the body count is to know how experienced they are.
No, I don't even think men should ask women their body count.
Okay.
I think it's like a strange thing to even ask a woman on a date, like, what's your body count? I don't think you should ever ask a woman that, but you should definitely pick up on traits that a woman will have a higher body count. And body count does matter for women because your pair bonding becomes worse the more bodies that you sleep with. Your value goes down. When we look at men, it's actually the opposite. The more women that a man fucks, the more valuable he becomes in the world. Look at fucking Kobe Bryant, for example, still a legend. No one talks about him. He's cheated on his wife. But look at people like Will Smith. He got cheated on by his wife the other way round, and everyone labels him, a weak dude, which he is, because he allowed it and he's still in that situation.
I mean, he said they had an open relationship, so I guess
Is he
goes
though?
both ways. That's what they
No,
said.
they didn't disclose that it was an open relationship.
Yeah,
Aren't they swingers?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Maybe now they are
They're
swingers.
covering
Do you know
it
what I'm
up
saying?
now, but not at the time when it was first initially released.
The truth is that Will Smith made a bad choice with the woman that he wanted to be with. She's still in love with other men. She speaks about it often, and he made a bad pick, and he's been embarrassed through it. And through that, his legacy has been tarnished. Within the other way round, if a woman gets cheated on by a man, her legacy doesn't get tarnished. We've seen it over and over again, because guess what? He still comes back to who? You. But we know as a woman that if she goes and fucks another dude, well, in that case, it was her son's friend, that she definitely does not respect Will Smith. So body count. You said. So do you want to let us know your body count then? Because last time you asked me the inches and I answered it. But but I remember last time you actually got away with it because I got to answer, but you never actually answered.
So here's my answer.
So you want me to answer and disclose my personal information, but you don't want to answer.
You see, an eye for an eye. You give me something,
Yeah,
I'll give you something. Come on.
You didn't give me
But
an answer.
this audience didn't get it, so I think we should all hear it.
Thank you.
You really want to know?
Yeah, let's figure it out.
And then we need proof.
Yeah. You lost me at proof.
What again?
You also said that last time, right?
She sounds like a broken record. She sounds like a broken record because I gave her exactly. She said exactly the same last thing last time, and I said to her, I gave her the answer, and I said to her, if you want to find out, we can go to the other room after the podcast, and you can find out.
I got you an answer. My body count is 2. Can you prove it? Can I prove it?
No.
That's what I'm talking about. You see, I can say whatever I want.
The point wasn't to say the number. The point was to be open about it because you said that body count doesn't matter. So I'm like, if it doesn't matter, you should be just open about it, right?
But the counter argument also exists. If it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant to share that information. Just like in the
But it
court
does
of law,
matter for
you
men, though.
don't share relevant evidence that's not admitted into
But
court.
I said it does matter for men. That's the point. I said it does matter for men.
But that's your opinion. There's many men out there who don't give a fuck. You just said you wouldn't ask a girl her body count on the first date or any date.
There's a reason.
So why does it matter?
There's a reason that virgins are valued the most. Yeah. There's a reason that guys go for women who have less experience. Yeah, guys do care about body count. Just because it's a bad idea for them to go and ask a woman blatant off rip, like, oh yeah, what's your body count? But they're gonna go for a woman who has traits of having a low body count. Maybe she's family orientated, she doesn't have a big social media, she doesn't look at her phone extreme too much. Do you get what I'm saying? So
yeah, I get that. I think there's definitely men out there like that. I've also met men who prefer experienced women. So that's also
that's a big minority.
There's a lot of men who like cougars.
No, to smash. Majority of men, especially the guys that you guys go for, the successful men, the guys who have options, those guys tend to go for younger women who have less experience.
Yet they still have wives and kids.
Who?
All these experienced men who are high quality men that you speak of.
Who are we talking about here? Because you're talking about you're personalizing someone.
No, I've never done that. Not that I judge people.
So we're talking here, majority of the guys who forget the ones in relationships,
who are not in relationships.
But even the ones who are in relationships, say they still have other girls who are younger. They tend to go for younger girls, right? Why do they go for younger girls? One is the attraction, but it's also because of the less experience. So body count does matter.
That could be a reason.
And that's not an opinion, because you said that's my opinion, but right here on the podcast, I don't talk about opinions. That's a fact.
Right,
majority of men prefer girls with less experience. That's a fact.
Right, but that's like if you give them a multiple choice of like, why do you like younger girls? Because they have less experience or other. And like that's what you're talking about. They had those two options.
Well, yes, the whole package, right?
There's other options as well. There might just be because they are more physically attracted to the type of body, or also that they're trying to chase that feeling of being cool or having somebody younger, and that validates them in some way. It could also be
I would actually say it's harder to date younger girls than older girls.
I think it's easier because
Definitely
younger
not.
girls
Do you
don't
date girls?
see. Yeah, I have in my past, but I don't anymore. But it's just
I'm telling you that younger girls are probably harder to date. Like you need more charisma as a man to date younger women than you do with older women. In fact, the older women, you just need patience.
Younger girls don't really see the bum in the older guys that the girls their age would see. That's why it's easier
they're dating bums, wouldn't
for
it be,
the older guys to
if they're
date
dating
younger
bums,
girls.
wouldn't it be their fault for dating bums?
Okay, when you're 18, a dude with a car who can buy you a $20 meal is a cool dude.
Yeah.
But when you're 25, that's a bum.
But shouldn't you qualifying a man be just more past than just the meal and him driving a car?
Shouldn't your value of a woman be more past than her being a virgin and having no sexual experience?
Did I say that was the only value that I'm looking for?
I mean, but that's what you were highlighting just now. That was your whole argument.
I said that's a major thing for men, for a woman to have less experience.
Right, and I think a major thing for women to have.
Are virgin men valued?
I'm sure they are in
They're
some
not really.
cultures.
No.
I'm sure they are in some
No,
cultures.
they're not. Majority of women would actually not even date virgin men. Even here on the panel, we've asked majority of women, they wouldn't date virgin men. And even the ones that say they would, let's wait until they get in that situation where they have to teach their man, and we'll see how it works then.
Yeah, that's fun.
Was your guy virgin?
Yeah.
So you both were?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No one knew any better. That's perfect.
There's a balance.
What? What, Milan? Was there something that should be how it is? Not you. Not in this day and age. A girl who's 24, 23 is dating a guy, comparing him to another 15, 20 guys before him. Do you get what I'm saying? You think that's natural? It's not natural.
Can I
What's
say
natural
something?
is what she's had.
What's up, Paris?
With my experience when I lost my V card, I was told that I was not a virgin because of my performance.
Because it was good? Well, honestly, that is honestly like, I say it here on the podcast, like if a girl is doing the most sexually, it probably means she's a slut. I'll be honest with you. Like you can't gain that much sexual experience or she was in a long distance relationship previously, which is fine. But I'm saying, most times and it's always been the case, even with me, like, whenever I've fuck like dancers or anything, like, they do the most during sex, but they're not good wives. They're for the street. So he probably judged you because he probably thought you was too good to be a virgin. So it worked against you. I'm sorry. Okay, so body count. Does body count about for you? Celus, does body count matter for your girl?
Yes.
Okay. And we've kind of proved it here because both the ladies who said body count didn't matter, guess what? None of them wanted to answer
got
it.
sensitive.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Neither of them. Even the one who acts like she's promiscuous, the leader, she didn't want to say it. Yeah, she had me talking all my personal details.
Put him in the channel on you. Come on, let's do it.
But you didn't answer. Flipping the channel would be answering and then flipping it because I already gave you an answer. Anyway, we'll come away from it. So to the two ladies here who said body count doesn't matter. How many bodies is too many? Say, for example, you had a son or a brother right now, and he was dating a girl. How many bodies is too many for a girl? Like, if she had 100 bodies, it's okay? Yeah?
It's none of my business.
Yeah,
Single mothers. Right, fathers need to step in for real, man. But, okay, cool, it doesn't matter. And also, a woman who's had 100 bodies is never going to have a successful relationship. Never. Doesn't work.
Like,
never will happen. You even see with adult content creators, like, they never have successful relationships. They get in relationships 2, 3, 4 months later, they're single again. Why? Because a woman who slept with that many dudes is damaged internally for good. Within a man, he can have 400 or 500 bodies, but he can still marry a girl who's not promiscuous the next week and have a successful relationship. Promiscuity damages women, doesn't damage men. Nowhere near the same way. In fact, I think it's better for men because the more promiscuous you are as a man, you know what you need to go for away from being a promiscuous girl, right? And you learn female behaviors, you learn charisma, you learn bedroom game. Within as a woman, if you're just sport fucking, what the fuck are you learning? Nothing. What are you laughing, Milan?
Ethan's story. So.
Yes, I was saying that.
I'm gonna nudge him because
I was wondering who that was. I was like, I thought I was hearing things. So I'm like, I was trying to act normal.
Sound effect.
I was like, wait.
we need an Ethan cat.
I didn't mean to be rude.
For sure.
Sorry for disturbing your sleep.
It was having a good sleep.
Okay, ladies, I have a nice question here for you. And do you have any questions after me? Yeah, you can go straight after me. Okay, ladies, would you marry the last guy you slept with and why? I know your answer, so yes.
Oh my god.
I hope so.
You don't know why.
Okay, tell us why.
I would, because he's shown me nothing but red flags. He's very self-aware.
He's shown you nothing.
Oh, sorry,
green flags.
but green flags.
If you like it, I love it. I guess if you're into that.
There you go, girl.
So toxic.
No. I meant the opposite. He's shown me nothing but green flags. He can communicate, and he's cared for me and the people who matter to me.
Nice.
No, because no communication, too old to be acting like a kid, and...
Well, how old was he?
43.
Do you think men never grow up?
That's a fact, but come on, you have kids or whatever, like you should be a little bit more like... Okay. So you wouldn't marry him because he was immature, bless you. Okay. Paris?
No. A sad no.
Okay, and I'm guessing it's the last guy or nah? It hasn't been that long. Stop capping. Play the stop the cap.
Wait.
December?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit's not that long. Yeah, month.
I went to Guatemala too, so...
You didn't meet no nice guys there?
No.
No?
No. Unfortunately, they're too short.
Oh shit. Okay.
No offense.
El Guatemalan men, I guess.
Yeah, they look at me like a tower, like, oh. And I'm like, yeah.
What's your background?
So my mother's from Guatemalan, and my great grandpa is Spain and German, and my dad's from Mexico.
I was gonna say your ethnicity is all short. Mexicans are short as well, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
How about you?
Can you repeat the question? Just so.
Okay, so I know your answer anyway. We don't need to go through her.
Go skip.
Would you marry the guy that you last slept with and why? You can tell us why. You can tell us why he's such a great guy.
Well, man. Well, there's multiple different reasons, but I feel like some of the core reasons is that I'm able to, really be myself around him. I feel like, he's proven to not only be there for me, but, with me during like my lowest moments in life. And I feel like when you're there throughout the entirety of my lowest moments, then you're here for good. And yeah, I mean, I love a family man, so.
Nice. Big W.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Why not Milan? Tell us how much of a sucker he was.
Fucking sucker.
Oh, she knows. There you go.
You can tell us.
Yeah.
Give us a little brief.
No, because I'm gonna
Explain it for us, lawyer.
Go deep.
She wants you to be her solicitor.
Because he said. I mean. Actually, no. Let
Don't put yourself in her.
No.
Brief, just a brief.
He's a cheater. Yeah.
Didn't you learn nothing from it?
Yeah.
Was he? Did he have a high income?
No.
No. Yeah. No.
He wasn't about shit.
less than
Less than a bum. You said. So he was practically
That's
homeless.
why I didn't want to say nothing because I'm gonna be mean.
He was homeless.
How'd that happen?
No, he's like literally less than a bum. And
What,
if
like
you're
Skid
seeing
Row?
this,
Skid Row.
I don't care. Huh?
Skid Row.
He should have been.
Oh shit. Come on, Milan. We're teaching you how to be observant, picky, and I told you, even bums cheat.
Yeah.
Prove to you.
Yeah.
I proved to you, even bums cheat. So what's the best advice would be to go for a good guy at least. That if he's gonna cheat, at least he's gonna look after you, right? I know the girls in the relationship are looking at me like, fuck that. What about yourself? And your mans could be looking at me like, get in there. I'm gonna go make 6 figures so I can be allowed. I can tell Alejandra's not, she's not amused now. She's not amused.
Like, okay.
That's right.
I didn't get myself into.
What's your background? You Mexican? Yeah, Latin
Yes,
girls.
fully Mexican.
Latin girls are the hardest to persuade to not accept monogamy. Yeah, they think they're special for some reason. and
Tóxicas.
They're really not.
For some reason.
We are
No,
clearly.
no. Women are not special. Men are not special. You have to earn to be special. We're just not like. Look,
That's
the
the
thing is,
first thing I
the thing is, look, the thing is, as men, we know we're not special. So what do? We go out there, we go to the gym, we work on our finances. Shit, if we've got a fat friend, we tell him. If the other guy's being a sucker, we tell him.
again.
We actually take accountability in life. But women, for some reason, you guys think like, I don't know if it's Disney, I don't know if it's your upbringing, but all women, especially like the ones we've had on the panel, women seem to think that they're special. And it's like, that's what's keeping you out of a relationship majority of the times. Because the truth is, the guy that you're looking for is more special than you, much more special than you. Especially in like, you know, the girls who are single on the panel, like Paris, Stephanie, like you guys want high earners, you guys want tall guys. That guy is a much more rare guy than you are of a woman. He can replace you with a click of a finger. You can't do the same for him.
And this is why the man has to love the woman more.
No.
You see? I was waiting for it.
How so? Explain that.
Oh my God.
God, you have to explain that.
Elaborate, like
She's making a point that she can't articulate. So, okay, Ashley, how about yourself? The last guy you slept with, and in your case, it could it doesn't have to be your guy, because you sleep with other guys or not?
No,
No?
we talked about this last time. No,
Have to ask.
I'm an angel.
Yeah, right.
If there was a prenup involved, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I would. I would. Why not?
Okay, cool. If there's a prenup, so he's brokey?
No.
You're
no,
not
no.
teaching him something?
No, we make this. I mean, we don't make the same amount of money. We make around the same amount of money, but it's not about that. It's just about, just because I don't want to sound like the pretentious person, but like I was pre-law, and if you don't have a prenup, you're just agreeing to the state's laws of what your marriage is going to be. So it's not even about a money thing. It's just about, yo, this is how I want our relationship to be. This is how our marriage should be. I think everybody should do it.
Well, we don't agree on much, but I agree with her in this case because, like, we even saw it. Majority of times it happens to men, right? Men get stripped for all their resources of the woman they marry. But even recently with Halle Berry, for example, splitting up with some bum right now. You know, don't even know who the fuck he is. She made shitloads of money. And you know, Halle Berry put blood, sweat and tears in, like 10, 15 years of acting. For me, she was one of the most attractive actresses out there. Like, so, and for her now to be giving half her resources away, it's like, that's why marriage, and I think like the law, the state does it purposely. So
Especially
people don't
like
get married.
California.
Yeah. And because it costs a lot to get divorced as well, so that makes the money.
Yeah. No girls on here do any sex work? No.
No OnlyFans models here.
Big W.
Wow.
Nice. Celis, you want to ask anything?
Yeah. So like, if you were to get married one day, who's taking the last name?
Okay, let's start here with Alejandra.
As an actor, I don't want to get rid of my last name.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, Alejandra. You're giving off vibes that your man is not it. Like, do you really admire and respect your man? You don't want to take his last name because you're an actress?
That has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with me and my
career. It has everything to do with him. Wow. So your career means more than your family and your man?
No, my children will take his last name, but not me.
Okay.
I'll possibly hyphenate it, but...
Possibly.
L-mans, bro. L-mans. Next. She goes to clubs. She don't want to take your second name. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I know I said I wouldn't pick on your friend, but she's forcing me to. Stephanie, go ahead.
I would hyphenate it because I'm an artist, and so I already have music out and whatnot. So.
Another L.
Wow.
Paris.
Damn, he did have a cool last name.
You're still thinking of him.
I know, it's sad. Next.
Well, hopefully he's watching and he gets rid of that toxic girl and he might hit you back. You never know. So you would take the last name of a man?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I would add a hyphen to it. And
what's up with these hyphens? This is another thing as well. This is why women are terrible leaders and don't do good in business as well, because you guys tend to be followers. You had one girl with hyphen, then the next girl with hyphen, another hyphen.
No.
And I see this pattern on the podcast a lot. If a girl gives an answer, it tends to follow all the way around.
I literally predicted she was going to answer this because I've known her like most of her life.
Okay,
my name, I have a hyphenated last name already, and I love both of my last names, Tillman and Ben. Oh, oops, well, sorry, whatever, it's out there. Anyway, I feel like me adding my partner's last name, I'm gonna add it onto it because it's kind of part of like my my legacy.
Milan, what about yourself, Milan?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have a choice. I really can't because I'm the last person in my family with my last name, so I have to keep my last name. But the Dobermans can hyphenate their last names for sure.
The Dobermans?
Yeah, the dogs. Yeah, the dogs can hyphenate their last names. Why not?
So, well, she won't take your last name, but don't worry, the dogs will.
I asked this question because I was like dealing with that in my last relationship. Like she told me the same thing, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't stand being in a relationship knowing that like she wants everything. She wants me to take care of her financially. She wants marriage, and she just won't take my last name.
And it goes back to like honestly, this day and age that majority of women want a traditional man, but honestly, no one on the panel is really that traditional. Like Zayana, you're probably the most traditional. I'm not gonna lie, but well, actually, you said you wouldn't go to clubs. You are pretty traditional, I'd say. But like not taking your man's like the whole hyphen shit's bullshit. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, and like if your guy's up for that, then honestly it says a lot about him, because a real leader and a real man who has his shit together is gonna be like, if you're not gonna take my surname, then there's plenty of girls out there who will.
I mean, if it's like Kobe Bryant or something like that,
if you're
Stephanie Bryant kind of sounds good,
Not no security guard last name.
He was a security guard, this guy, He was a security guard, but she said it at the beginning. See, I can tell by her face, he's a security guard. Where does he work? Let's fight his shit up.
Right, he'll be pulled up at his job tomorrow.
Dude, where does he work?
He's at Securitas.
Mm-hmm.
Weirded out. No, it's just it's a certain security company that's like very shitty, to be honest with you.
Okay, so it's not the guys who drive around the cash you drop off at the bank.
Not the
That's like Brinks or something. Yeah, that's something else.
All right, cool. Who would you say is the best wife and the worst wife on the panel?
The best.
Because I said she's the most traditional for sure. The worst wife, I don't even think I need to answer.
Yeah. Come on, you already know. Okay. So the best wife, I would have to go with her.
Yeah. Okay. And the worst, you'd agree?
Yeah.
I'm wearing that shit like a bag.
Backwood is the worst wife.
I love the male repellent.
She's a cool ass chick. She's cool. She's a dope chick, but yeah, as a wife, definitely a terrible wife. Yeah. And look, that's another thing that I don't understand as well is we got the Instagrams, right? Can we pull up the girls' Instagrams on the relationship? Alejandra's relationship, Let's get on her Instagram. Your Instagram, where's like your man?
You could go on his Instagram. Where am I? Oh, fuck. I don't need to. Instagram is not real life. I don't need to tell my business.
It's a public space.
It's a dating app, if anything.
It's not though.
It kind of is.
It's really not.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of people use it for business purpose, like
You can
business
say no,
purposes.
but more people date on Instagram than they do on dating apps. It is. It's a glorified dating app. That's what it is. Of course, can you do business on there? Can you make connections and network? Sure. But a lot of people date off Instagram.
When you go on
That's not the
Tinder and you
primary
match with somebody on Tinder, they take you to their Instagram. They give you
because it's a
link
mode
and
of
access to their
communication.
account.
That's why it's an app that you use to communicate. It's not an app that's just primarily for.
I mean, it's not
There's children
primarily
on
for
there.
that, but you have access. You're able to find all kinds.
But I'm telling you a fact, more people date on Instagram than they actually do on dating apps.
People slide in the DMs on Instagram.
Like I said to you, is it all dating? No, but a lot of it is dating on Instagram.
Okay.
So I just thought it was a bit of a red flag. Why? And I was gonna pick on you, Paris, today. You're lucky you're out of a relationship. I never seen your man on your Instagram either. But I guess he didn't put enough work to be there. I don't know what. Do you think like maybe you was like I don't want to say this in a rude way, but
No.
and
I
in
probably
the long,
was a side girl, like, and it is what it is, like, am I gonna, I don't know, like, am I gonna cry about it? No.
now in the future what, like, because I know you're picky with the man that you want, but you need to be more
What's so
observant
crazy?
at the beginning.
Like, literally just this morning I seen a friend request from this guy I used to date before him. Not even date, but I was having intimate relationship.
Yeah.
I was like, why? It's so weird. And then I have another guy hitting me up saying that I want to marry you, like I want to have your child. I'm just like, whoa, like it's weird, like so weird.
Well, you said that even the guy who you lost your virginity to thought you was a bit wild. So you're probably maybe wild in the bedroom and they keep hitting you back up. I don't know.
I can
Well,
ask
maybe
you
they
the
wanna
same
date you.
question, by the way. Well, who do you think is wifey material and not wifey material on this?
I named already. I said, it's like I said, all you need to do is go on the experience as well, and it kind of shows you how a girl carries herself. But she lost her virginity to her man. Like she said, she wouldn't do no hoe shit. The only thing that was negative, which she said, is she would hyphen his name, which
Yeah.
But the one you wouldn't like, though.
the one. Smash, but not wife. Beat the feminism out of them.
Yeah.
All right, cool. If your man was making 500k a year and you was with him for 3 years and then his business went to nothing, how long would you stay and be the provider for? Start here with Alejandra. Say, for example, your man went off, started making $500,000 a year. It can happen in business. He goes bankrupt. And you have to become the leader and the provider. How long will you become the provider? And he has to stay at home. Like he can't find a new job. So how long would you provide for before leaving?
I think it depends. If 3 years in, I don't like wasting my time. So I'm assuming that we're working towards marriage.
Yeah.
If not already married.
Yeah.
I'll probably stick by him.
For good, or like, would you give him the same time that he provided for? Would you provide for good?
Well, I don't think my man would allow that.
Okay.
I think he would get back on his toes.
Okay.
I would give him a year to like get back on his feet, but I would motivate him as much as possible.
Okay. Paris?
2 years.
Yeah, I would say the same amount that he held me down
3
for.
years.
Same
How
amount.
long? 3 years.
However long it takes, yeah.
Okay, so for good, if you said, lad, you know what? Actually, I'm just gonna sit at home, play video games, fucking chill out. No?
No, I don't know about that.
Okay, cool. So as long as he's trying eternity.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Can girls and guys have platonic friends? Yeah.
If you want to use.
Oh no, we already know she's a red flag. We don't need to have a look at her. Yeah, her man's nowhere to be seen. Yeah. In fact, for me, the account clearly states I'm single and available, which a lot of times, I'll be honest with you, what girls will do, this is why girls don't like being baited up about the whole Instagram thing. What girls will do is if they're dating a guy who doesn't meet all their requirements, because let's be honest, in majority of cases, women want to date a man who has everything, right? But it tends to be that women, once they can't find a guy who has everything, they're like, all right, cool. Do you know what? This guy's attractive. He's funny. He has good bedroom game. But he's a bit of a bum. He doesn't make that much money. Doesn't go gym. They'll accept some things, yeah? So what women like to do is stay in the zone of looking single while not being single, just in case something better comes along. And, you know, would they even say that in social media, like women always have a backup plan? And they do. Do you get what I'm saying? There's always someone, yeah, you see, even the girl in a relationship said it.
No,
do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I nodded just because I wasn't actively listening, sorry.
Okay.
I heard a backup plan and I was just, sometimes I just nod to nod. I'm sorry.
All right, cool. Well, try to listen. In your case, I believe that in your case, maybe you don't have a backup plan because that was your only choice from young, but majority of women who are even in relationships tend to have a backup plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Within men actually give their all to a woman, like, you know, that might he fuck another girl, yeah, but men rarely are gonna have a woman in the background just in case it doesn't work out with you. Do you know what I'm saying? But women have that a lot of times. So girls, can men and women be platonic friends? Ashley, yeah, you believe so? Milan?
I don't know. I want to say no.
No? Okay. Sayana?
I mean, based off personal experience, no.
Do you have any male friends?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
I think with boundaries, yes.
Do you have male friends?
One.
Okay.
Like, I feel like there's a difference between like a friend and an acquaintance. Like, I have male acquaintances, but yeah, male friends, like people I don't.
Yeah. You wouldn't hang out with a guy without your guy?
Without my guy, no, absolutely.
Okay, so Stephanie, you said that it does exist, right? Do you have any male friends?
Mm-hmm, a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you mind giving one a call right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, get your phone out.
Oh, hold up.
But before you call him, I don't want anyone on the panel to be loud. Obviously, some parts are going to be funny. We already know what's going to happen. But, you know, just try and be quiet until we get the answer of this guy, yeah? And wait.
What?
Don't call him, yeah? Okay. Don't call him, yeah? He's not gay, is he? He's straight, right?
He's straight, yeah.
All right, cool. So you're going to call him, and you're going to say to him, hey, how are you doing? Whatever his name is, what are you up to? Cool. Wait for him to answer. Don't make it obvious. Say, do you want to hang out? I'm feeling kind of horny. Yeah? No. But this is just to prove that even your friends that you say are your male friends will smash you. So platonic friendship doesn't
I think
exist.
she knows. Like,
I have to change the person.
I would have tried to.
Right.
She doesn't. She has to change it
She probably wants to.
because the guy would smash, right? So the guy would smash.
Because it would be inappropriate.
He might
But
have a
would he say
girlfriend.
yes? Do you think?
It would just put me in a position that it's not.
Oh, you know his girlfriend or something.
It's just professional.
All right, you got someone else?
Huh?
You got someone else?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that's what we thought. There's a fail sign.
I do have someone that I friend zoned. He's a friend.
Is he your friend?
Yeah.
You hang out with him?
I have.
Do you think he hangs out with you because he sees value outside your pussy?
Yes.
Give him a call.
Let's see.
Oh my god.
I'm just being honest. Guys only have women friends.
But I'm not gonna say that, okay? I'll modify it.
All right, but get to the case where you're gonna say, let's hang out tonight and have some fun. You don't need to say I'm horny right now, but along those lines, find out if he's willing to have sex right now.
This is so on the side of my comfort zone. You know, like, let's see.
All right, put it next to the mic as well. Put it on loudspeaker.
Hopefully Edgar won't snore.
Edgar. Don't call my boy Edgar.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, James. How are you?
Good, Stephanie. How you feeling?
Good. What are you doing?
Just woke up when I heard your phone call.
Oh, okay. Wanna go to this show tonight?
Where and what kind of show is it? Honestly, it's like last minute.
It's like this R&B artist, and then we can get some food or something.
What time? Like I said, what time is it and where?
It's at 10. Let me check the time. But are you down?
I mean, sure.
Okay, let me confirm everything, okay? I'll call you back. Bye.
Poor guy, man. You just made his night. I can tell. You know what you need to do? Make sure that guy starts watching our daytime shows. I can tell in his voice he lacks testosterone and charisma. That's probably you probably friend zoned him, right? Poor guy, he sounds like a nice guy. He's like,
got his hopes up.
Bro, right now, that guy's jumped in the shower. Yeah. He's already calling his barber like for a last minute cut. Yeah, give him a text and tell him it. But yeah, you kind of done it. He doesn't. Look, if you turn around to him and said, look, do you want to stay at mine tonight? He would have turned around and said, yeah, for sure.
Because I'm not that type of girl. I don't say that type of stuff. So he would be like...
My whole point is that men only stay friends with women in order to fuck them in the long run. Mm-hmm. Men have no interest in women outside having sex or a relationship if he takes you seriously.
Not the type of man
Definitely the type of men you go for.
That guy?
Yeah, I can see here the kind of men you go for.
He thinks
don't hang
there's
around.
a possibility.
But you don't, right?
A long term, of
But
something.
you don't, right?
No, because I already gave him the chances, to prove himself. And then,
so how did he not prove himself? Or did
he
do
wasn't
wrong?
attentive enough at the beginning. He thought he already had me won me over.
You smashed this guy?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't.
Okay, so you was dating him, and because he wasn't attentive enough, you put him in the friend zone.
That, and then he showed in the first few dates, he was already having tantrums and weird personality.
Bro, the guy is a fucking nerd. You could hear it over the phone. Stop sitting and capping, bro. He could be a nice guy, but the reason you didn't date him is because he doesn't qualify for you to date him. That's the truth. So you put him in the friend zone. He's in the friend zone hoping that one day he's gonna fuck you. No. You think he hangs out with you because you're so fun to hang out with? You're funny?
I am fun. What can I say?
All right.
I'm just shy, at first,
Oh, I'm not saying you're not fun. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying guys would rather hang out with guys. When they hang out with girls, it tends to be because they want to sleep with them.
There's expectations.
Even when they act like friends.
I'm telling you, I have a lot of male friends, and it's platonic, and even older. Nothing's happening. They give me money, this and that.
They give you money?
Yes.
They give you money for what?
For different things.
For what? For just existing?
Yes. They pay for my food, and there's nothing happening. I swear to you guys, nothing.
What I can say to you is you're talking to guys who probably not your real friends, and they want to sleep with you, especially if they're paying for your shit. Why would a man pay for a woman's shit that he's not interested in? Ladies, the rest of you guys who do have platonic friends, do your guys pay for your shit?
Yes.
Ashley? No?
Yes.
What? No, not if you're out with them, just randomly, do they just pay for your shit? They'll just pay for your shit for no reason?
Even if I'm out with them, fuck no.
No? Okay, so that's what she's saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. If you're out, for example, at a restaurant, no, I agree that men should.
Wow, I don't even have that shit.
Well, look, I think if me, Celus, and the boys, for example, went out for a meal, for example, and Kendall came with all her friends, we'd pay for the meals. We're not going to expect the ladies to pay, even though we're not dating them. That's why we actually say not to have female friends anyway, because there's no value in it. In fact, it just puts us more on a burden. One, finances, which is fine, not a big deal. Two, security. If I'm say for example, I'm friends with Ashley, I walk down the road with her, some guy tries to disrespect her, I put my life on the line for her, even though she's not my girl. Say we're platonic friends, damn, I put my life on the line for her, and she ain't even giving me no pussy. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why for males, having female friends is completely useless. Okay, do you have any other questions? What time are we on as well?
8:52.
8:52, okay. Any other questions? No? Ladies, is there anything you guys want to ask us? We'll go around the panel. Ashley, anything you want to ask?
I do. I want to ask you something that just came up, but I don't want it to be an argument. I just wanted to say, Just
You want it to be an
no,
argument?
I don't want to. I don't want to know your dick size. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. It's not that. I'm over that fantasy. All right. You just said
Fantasy?
You just said.
Correct.
You know that there's no value in men being friends with women unless they're getting sex out of it.
Correct.
So, by logical deduction, you're telling me that the only value that a woman has is her vagina.
I didn't say that.
But that's logical deduction. What
It's
do you
not.
mean? So tell me why.
Because I said
prove me
female
wrong.
friends. I didn't say dating a woman.
Okay.
When you date a woman, sure, she has lots of value to bring to your life.
So you believe that a female does not have any value if it's not sexual. You don't think.
I didn't say that either.
So then why don't you think men
who works on the team?
Why
She
don't you
brings
think
tons
men
of
and
value.
women can be platonic friends? You don't think women can bring anything to the table from
No,
men that's
because this is
not
the thing.
sexual?
Right now, say for example, I have a problem, yeah? Like a male problem, which I'm a male, so I'm going to have male problems. I'll go to my friends, Celus, Coda, Fade, and I'll go and take their advice, give them my circumstance and see what they've got to say. I wouldn't go to Kendall and ask her.
Okay, but that doesn't. You don't need to confide in her, but you can still be platonic friends with her. You can still go hang out with her.
Look, when
and
it's
do things with
business,
her.
cool. She's part of our team. Sure.
No, but you can go to Six Flags with your female
the only
friends
time I would
and
ever be
somebody else.
friends with a female is if it's my homie's girlfriend, and even then, like, am I gonna hang out with her? No.
That's definitely
Like-
not your friend. If that's your homie's girlfriend.
No, but what I
that's
mean
not-
by that is, say for example, I go on a yacht, yeah? I go on a yacht, my girl comes along, Celus's girl comes along, Coda's girl comes along, shit, all our girls are there, Kendall brings her man. We all end up being friends, right? It's not really deep friendship, it's like more associates. That's the only way I would see being friends with a girl. Outside that, what value would a woman bring me outside pussy?
My whole thing, right? Exactly.
She can't
So
give
there
me-
you go. There you go.
No,
you said it.
no, yeah,
there you go.
no.
So
No,
thank you.
yeah, as a
Thank
friend,
you.
as a friend, yeah.
Thank you for getting to where I wanted you
Yeah,
to get to.
go ahead.
So now my follow-up
I'm
question
asking you.
to that is,
I'm asking you though.
No,
what?
this is my
give
question.
Give me an example.
No. So if you're saying that, there's no reason for you to interact with a woman if she's not giving you pussy.
Yeah.
Why are you so obsessed with a woman who's a virgin? Why don't you love strippers? Why don't you love women who are throwing pussy everywhere? Because that would be.
How does that connect?
It does connect because you're getting what you want. You want somebody who's you want this type of person.
I said I don't like promiscuous girls.
But literally, you think the only thing women
I
are
like
valued
promiscuous-
for
Yeah.
is pussy. So why don't you want a woman who knows that her value is pussy? Because those women are usually strippers.
You're getting it very no, because you're getting it you're getting it confused here. Yeah, I said women as friends. When I date a woman, sure, it's completely different.
So when you date a woman, you like her for more than just her
yeah, of
body.
course. I've named plenty of traits, not here on this panel, but in the past, even with you here, I've named lots of traits that I look for in a woman. However, if I'm just going to be friends with her, is she going to bring those traits into my life? No, she's not, is she? She's not going to cook for me, is she?
But what about companionship?
I have companionship with my friends.
But don't you
my
agree
business
that
team.
women bring a different viewpoint into your life that men
Sure, that's why I
wouldn't?
have a woman on the team. Women have value. I'm
So
not
she's
sitting
not
here.
your companion, she's your employee?
No, but if she had anything that she needed help with amongst the team, we would help her out. Advice.
Would
whatever.
you value her? Okay, so let's put
But
it
that's
this way.
business, like I said to you, right?
Right, if
She's
there was
part
a
of the team.
business decision to be made and she put her 2 cents in, how much would her 2 cents be worth?
You can even ask her. Her opinion would be valid. Like the final decision would be mine, right?
Yeah.
But everyone on my team has valid points. If someone comes out with a stupid point, like shit, Steve came out with a stupid point last week. We had a joke about it. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter whether it's a man or the girl. Like we hold each other accountable.
Alright.
But yeah,
I'm not trying to press you. I
In
just
fact,
wanted
look,
to
I'll give you an
ask.
example. Kendall, who is part of our team this week, gave us another way of us posting up all our content online. She was right.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I took on the
took
advice,
on her advice,
and we changed
applied,
it. We
and
changed
we
it straight away. Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But would I hang out with women to be friends just to take advice off them? No. Do you know what I'm saying? If it's advice within my team, my business team, that's completely different.
So okay. Again, I'm not pressing
women,
you.
Plus, women would give me terrible advice a lot of times.
Okay, so that was my next question.
Yeah.
My last question is, so let's say you're having issues with your woman, right?
Yeah.
And you want a woman's perspective. Who do you go to? Your mom, your sister?
I understand women and women themselves, so why would I ever go and ask a woman? Well, a lot of times I ask women what they want in a man.
So then why
they don't know what to say. I name the shit they want, and then they're like, "Oh shit,
Okay.
yeah." Because let me tell you, who understand to catch a fish, do you have to be a fish or do you need to be a fisherman? You have to be a fisherman, right? The fish doesn't understand how to catch a fish. So women don't understand female behavior as much as they think they do. In fact, men do. Men have to understand female behavior because if we didn't, then we would be virgins. We wouldn't fuck nothing in our lives.
So what you're saying is men understand women behavior, but women don't understand men's behavior because
Correct.
women are dumber than men?
No. The reason that women don't understand... Yeah, she's putting words in my mouth.
I'm asking you.
The reason that women don't understand male behaviors is because you guys have males coming up to you guys so easily. Do you work hard to get man? Be honest. No, right?
No. Yeah, you're right. No,
yeah,
no.
But I work hard to get women.
You're right. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like maybe not in my day-to-day life, but to get to where I had to get to, I had to work hard, blood, sweat and tears. That's why a man's prime is a lot later than a woman's prime. Why? Because we must create our value. You guys are born with your value. That's the truth. Like if you are a woman and you are a great cook, you know, you have great intuition, you have great nurturing with the children, pets, whatever, and you know, you help him with all his business stuff on the side. Shit, that's a description of a great wife, right? But if you're fat and unattractive, would you even get through the front door? No, that's the truth. You guys are not solely, but predominantly based on your looks. Yeah, within a man's not. How many men do we know who are not good looking, but shit, they've got charisma. They might be out of shape, but they've got money, charisma. They've got a bit of humor, but they are still able to get women, right?
Yeah.
Look at women like Lizzo, still struggle to get men.
But I thought we both agreed on one thing earlier, which was that you said it yourself, and I agree with you, that people aren't shit. You have to earn to be
Correct.
shit. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. So I mean, I get what you're saying in terms of society. Yes, women have more value, but I definitely agree with you on the fact that I don't think anybody has fucking value. Like,
Well, look, I agree with what you said.
The playing field should be
No, what you
even,
said was
right?
that, well, it's not even. It's not even,
but it should be even, ideally.
It's not really, and it doesn't benefit men majority of the time, but it is what it is. I tell men, like, get over it. Like, you know, women are picky. Like a lot of times I'll tell young men to go a year without sleeping with a woman if they're not able to get any women, to work on themselves to get into a position where they are able to get lots of women. But I like what you said because you turned around and said that the respect earned thing, right? But a woman can attract a man with her looks, right? But can she retain a man?
That's exactly what I was about to say.
So that's where the respect comes in.
Yeah, exactly.
So like men go for looks first. So like the first thing is what we see, right? You're attractive, and then after that we're like, okay, where do we put her? Do we put her on the fuck only zone, or do we put her on the serious zone? Just like you guys have friend only zones and you guys have serious zones, we have fuck only zone and serious zone. How many men fuck women that they're never gonna take seriously? And a lot of times these women tend to think that they deserve a man of that caliber. We've had shitloads of girls on this podcast, you know, they've slept with like NBA athletes or fucking, you know, actors, rappers, and they're like, shit, like this is what I deserve now. I deserve to date that caliber of man. But what they don't understand is men will fuck a woman way below our standard. We're like dogs. So yeah, did I answer your...
No, yeah, that was a fruitful discussion.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to press you. I wanted to talk to you.
It's all good. Do you also have another question?
No, that's not.
Okay. Milan, do you have another question?
If you guys were to hide something on your phone, where would you hide it?
The important question.
I wouldn't hide anything on my phone. There's no reason to.
From the moment I date women, I tell them you're never going to be the only one. So I never hide. My phone's always flipped up. Yeah. If they see something, they see something. If they choose to react to it, that's up to them. But I give them the decision from the start. This is how I am. I don't believe in monogamy. Majority of men don't believe in monogamy. Even the guys in relationships, majority of men in relationships watch adult content by OF. That proves to you that men lack a variety. If they didn't, they would just fuck their woman every single day, just like women fuck their men every day. But men are not hardwired like that. Like, you know, you're a black chick, men like light-skinned girls, they like mixed race girls, they like Asian women, they like brunettes, they like blonde girls, they like everything. Snow bunnies, as YCT would say. No, not him. No. No. We have a guy called Camel Toe. You met him? No. Okay, he's a comedian. You met him. Right? Yeah, his preference are snow bunnies. He has a song.
We matched on Tinder. It was funny.
You're a snow bunny.
No, I'm not exactly. No, but
happened in the rap.
No, he don't discriminate. People
but you said you wouldn't hide anything. Why?
Because there's no reason to, like, being dishonest in a relationship is a red flag. Like, if you have any reason to hide anything in your phone or around anybody, whether it's a woman or a man, it's like, you're deceitful in nature. And that's not what I'm about.
And also, honestly, I agree with him so much because for me, that's the main thing of a relationship. If you're going to be with a woman and a man, you can't be completely honest with each other, then what the fuck? Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Even if you find something that you maybe want to question, like, I'm always going to be open for discussion, but, like, I'm not going to hide anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might find something you might not like, and that's fine.
And let me be honest. Do I lose 60%, 50% of the women I speak to? Of course I do. Shit, like, imagine me speaking to attractive girls and the first thing you say to them is, just so you know from the very beginning, like, I ain't just ever gonna fuck you. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not flattering to any woman, but it's the fucking goddamn truth. And, you know, the higher you go of the scale of men, the less likely they are to be monogamous. But not always. You proved it yourself. You was with a bum and he still cheated with you. Cheated on you, yeah. Can we get his full name? No, I'm joking.
We need his government name.
We play.
You need social security too?
Zayana.
I'm dead. You know that? I mean, I know mine too.
What'd you say? He's so skinny?
No, we needed his social security too.
Oh, social security. Well, he hasn't even got that.
Right.
He's got it. I know it too.
Oh, shit.
It's like memorized. You know what? I kind of want to go back to what you guys were discussing. I wanted to know though, like, what would you say when at what, I guess, stage or maybe age of life does it change? Because, like, you know, your kids, you befriend everybody and you don't think about stuff like that, right? So let's say you have a best friend, she's a woman that you've known since like elementary school, and then as you're older, does your thought process or opinions of her change when you guys get older? Like,
I think if you carry on doing what you're doing and you're a good woman to him, he'll always, in my opinion, he'll always be loyal to you and stick by you, as long as you're making him good meals, you're hygienic, you're willing to start a family, definitely put his surname in your his last name in your last name. If you do everything right, you know, men rarely ever leave women. But the thing is, this is the truth. Is your guy attractive?
Yes.
He's 6'4", right?
Yeah.
And how much? And you said he makes more than you?
No, right now we make probably the same amount. So
okay, but he's young. He's 23, right?
Yeah, we're both 23.
So you know, this is the truth, Zayana. Yeah. By the time, if he's attractive, he's 6'4". Is he black as well? Okay, and by the time he's 28, say for example, if he becomes an entrepreneur, do you really think he's only going to sleep with you for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
I'm honestly telling you that if he goes to become successful, that's not going to happen. More than likely. Is he a Bible basher or not really?
Yeah, well, he's very, very Christian.
Okay, that could be your only savior. The only guys that I've ever met who are monogamous are guys who really fear God. But let me tell you this. In her case, it could happen to be true. I'll tell you why. What did I say on the last podcast? And I say it every time. Majority of times, this situation happens with white people a lot. It's true. White conservatives, yeah, because I know guys who are white conservative, right? And they want a traditional relationship, yeah. They're virgins themselves, but what do they want? They want a virgin girl. Then unacceptable for them to go for a girl who's not a virgin. That's how virgin guys think. So in your case, if you guys are both God-fearing and you both love the church, then in your case it might work that way, where he might be monogamous for the rest of your life. But shit, I even know Bible bashers that also cheat as well. I'm just telling you that if it is the case in the future, say 5, 6 years, 7 years come down the line and you have a family with him, it's clear that he loves you, admires you, and you find out that he fucks another woman, I would say, even if I was your father and your brother, because I would give my sisters and my daughter the same advice, is accept it. Because the majority of guys, especially the guys who have tons of options, are going to do that. Guys are only as loyal as their options.
I second that.
Paris. Is there anything else you wanted to ask?
I actually wanted to, I think I may have phrased my question and you misinterpreted it.
Go ahead.
What I was trying to ask was, because you guys were discussing, like, you know, men and women can't have friends.
Yeah.
Like, at what age does that change? Because, you know, if you become friends with women when you're, with, you know, let's say
your man's never gonna be down with you having male friends.
But I'm saying, for example, what if you've known this person since you were kids and then you guys become adults? Does your view of them change? Does it shift, or will that always be your friend? Or is she now?
If you grew up with her in school.
Or is she now
if you're his high school sweetheart, I'm sure he loves you, right?
No, I'm not talking about relationship. We're talking about friendship.
Oh, friendships in high school.
Yeah,
you're
friends
throughout high school until your adulthood.
Yeah, like you met this person
Would that
through
still
school.
have the same dynamic?
So you got friends right now that are male friends that you met in high school, you're saying?
In college, yes. But
okay, are they also your man's friend as well?
No.
And you hang out with them?
No.
So they're not really your friends, right?
Yeah, no, but I'm saying just hypothetically, like what?
No, it
Could
doesn't
I
change.
answer that?
It doesn't change because even that guy who grew up with you is probably still gonna want to smash.
Yeah.
And guys understand this, right? So a guy's not gonna have you hanging around with guys who potentially want to fuck his girl. Guys are very territorial. So, yeah.
I want to answer this from my experience.
Yeah.
So I actually thought I had a friend since elementary, but then later on, as we were hanging out, it became like, oh, you're trying to fuck. You know, it's like, for me, I don't have male friends. I thought it was a possibility. I thought, you know, it's possible, but me looking the way I do and who I am, it's not. I never get that genuine vibe. It's always like at the end, like, oh, I really find you attractive, and yeah, doesn't work out for me.
They revealed their intentions later on.
Yeah.
What about yourself? Do you have any questions for me and Celus?
What do you think would it take for society to go back in traditions and to have men be more traditional and women be more traditional? What do you think would it take?
It's never going to happen. It's only going to get worse. With feminism, social media, women thinking the amount of options they have. I said this and like it's the truth, but majority of women are going to end up single. Like a big majority of women. And it's not to shit on women. Majority of guys are going to end up single as well. Shit, like you guys have a lot more options than men. You know, like it's a lot easier, obviously, for a woman to procreate than a man, right?
My next question, wait, what was that?
It's easier for a woman to procreate than a man. A lot of men don't get to procreate because they don't build their value enough to the point where they can even get a woman. So I don't think it's ever going to go back to traditional ways. I think right now there's a little shift back where a lot of girls are like, yeah, I want a traditional man, I want a leader, I want a protector, provider, but a lot of times it's coming from girls who don't have the value no more to want to get that man, you know? And also, I think because a lot of like the blue collar guys, a lot of guys who are less than blue collar guys have no options. Like, you know, 1 in 3 guys is either a virgin or hasn't had sex in over a year. Now, if you go and look at those statistics with girls, you'll never find that. Like girls can, obviously, you know, girls can smash easily, right? So with that being said, a small amount of men have so many options now. So women who want a top tier man have to share that man. It's called supply and demand, right? If there's only a certain amount of those men and there's so many beautiful girls, then so many of these beautiful girls are going to have to share that man, right? And majority of girls don't want to date average men no more. And that's why we don't think it's going to go back to being traditional.
That's the society that we're living in today. It wasn't the case 10 years ago. It wasn't the case 20 years ago. Imagine what it's going to look like 10 years from now. It's
right.
gonna be worse.
You would have to shut down the internet for it to go back to traditional days.
Right.
And you would have to let like a whole like couple generations go, and then but yeah, that's never going to happen, right? So
I feel like since it took a group of men to cause this effect, I feel like it's a possibility that we could make a change for the next generation, because that's what they do. They attack.
But is it men who made the change or women? How was it men?
I feel like Rockefeller had to do a lot with it when they put...
Well, look, that's looking at it systematically, right? Going deep into it and seeing, like, you know, why things have been put there. Cool. That's a man. Rockefeller and his family did that. But if you look at it, who's been manipulated by society, who is it? Women or men?
I feel like who made feminism was men. That was made up by men.
But who took part in it? Who pursued feminism, and who in this?
The women, I feel like, were manipulated by men to do so, because they were like, oh yeah, women empowerment, yeah, like let's get out the house. That's what Rockefeller wanted, was to remove the women from the home.
Correct. That's why even in this day and age, like, you know, majority of the female rappers all rapping, like, talking about independent women.
And that's the thing. That's wrong, because that's not the way of life, you know. And if, to be honest, this is all a matrix. Everything is free. Water is free. Fruits and vegetables should be free. And we're all working for what?
Well, yeah, we're all slaves if you look at it systematically like that. But what I'm saying to you is, if you look at it in society terms, right, forget the Rockefellers, forget us being in control. Men didn't change the dynamics of dating. Men don't control dating. Just like Ashley said, we take what we can get.
Perhaps there's a society of men and women that's doing this.
Even so, it's women. Women have to now learn from older women and see that, oh shit, you know what? Majority of 35-year-olds, 40-year-olds I know are single. And, you know, speaking to them, you can tell that they're going to remain single, right? So unless you change a woman's viewpoint, how are you going to change and make women go back to traditional ways? It's not going to happen.
I feel like, for myself speaking, I'm more of self-aware of what I wear and how I act. And I have a daughter, and I'm her first teacher. So I really have to move the way I want people to see me and how I want my daughter to look up to me and follow my footsteps. So I've changed a lot. But you see how you had to go through a lot to change. Yeah, I was misled.
Men tend to not like that. You know, men like you guys want a man who's pre-assembled. We want a girl who hasn't been through trauma, hasn't had a bunch of children, young, fertile, as beautiful as she can be. You don't want to, like, you know, this day and age, like you said, we want to go back to traditional ways, but a lot of the women themselves are not traditional. So how can we go back to traditional ways? Like, even here on the podcast, you have girls on here who are in relationships and they still go clubbing. They wouldn't take their boyfriend's last name. That's not traditional. Traditional is a woman who loses her virginity to her relationship is traditional.
And it was broken. I'm saying, like, a society of group of people broke those traditions, and I feel like it could regain itself if we just become independent and not depend on the system.
Well, do you think that women are gonna lower their standards? Would you lower your standards?
I wouldn't say lower my standards. I would just be realistic. I wouldn't be delusional. Like,
okay, but wouldn't you agree that a majority of women have unrealistic expectations when it comes to dating?
Let's say this. I don't care if a man has 150K annually, okay? I don't care about that. As long as he is able to build a house, to do those handyman things, and I'm able to garden and able to fix my own clothes.
But to build a house, he needs to be making money, right?
There's wood. There's an axe.
How do you get the wood? Listen, Paris, we don't live in the 1930s.
But it should go that way, because, like, this is why we're failing, and this is why we're failing the next generation. The system is here now. We have to work. We work for currency. If we don't have currency, we can't even buy farmland to be able to even garden. They need us.
They don't need us no more. And if you understand the system, that's why they built AI. That's why the whole depopulation thing is happening, because they don't need us no more. We built up, we already built up.
GMOs. We don't need to grow. No, I'm saying we have GMOs. We don't need to grow food anymore.
It's true what she's saying. We have GMOs. We have AI workers. And we already say it as well on Daytime Show that the only people that are actually going to be able to get past the AI stage is guys who actually can think outside of a robotic state. Do you get what I'm saying? Or people who do, like, blue collar jobs. Like, you know, it's going to be hard to probably get AI to do your plumbing and your electrician for now, right? But imagine all the guys who do tech stuff, the guys who do copywriting and shit, they're done for. So yeah, I understand what you're saying, but we do live in a system, and Unfortunately, we have to live by the rules of the system and create finances. In order to even escape the matrix, you need to make finances. Right now, if I want to eat organic seeded fruits, yeah, and have a big farmland with all my children and my wives on it, yeah, then guess what? I need to work hard to attain millions to do that. I can't just move into land and say, yeah, I own this land.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I agree with you. Like, being off the grid used to be like a poor man's dream, and now it's
a
like
rich
a
man's
billionaire's dream.
It's true what she's saying. Shit, I even see recently with all the billionaires and millionaires building bunkers and shit. Something's about to happen, guys. Like,
Zuckerberg's doing it for a reason.
Rick Ross just started building his.
Zuckerberg grows his own cows?
Well, if you didn't know, cows are actually hybrids. So cows are not natural animals to the world. Yeah, cattle has been bred to become cow.
What?
I don't know, but I know it's a hybrid. I think it's a bull and something, to be honest.
A buffalo, maybe.
Something, yeah. But that's why I'm alkaline. For people who don't know, like, I don't eat foods that are not wild and indigenous to nature. So if you can't find it on a tree or a garden, like even for example broccoli, cauliflower,
it's not natural.
It's not natural.
Man-made. Man-made.
I'm alkaline. You know who Dr. Sebi is?
Yes.
So I actually had it's coming out this Friday actually. Make sure you guys check it out on Rumble. So we have Dr. Sebi's son on a interview that we had. So
nice. I spoke to his sister.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, she's cool.
Might even be Victor's sister because I know he had a lot of children, but it was a great interview and that's coming out with lots of knowledge. That's coming out on Friday on Rumble. Unfortunately, you know, we've got to be very careful on what we do on YouTube for now because we've already got 1 strike on our channel and that was for health stuff as well. We were just talking about, you know.
Oh yeah, we can't say we cure stuff.
Medical misinformation.
You can't say cure. You can't say cure cancer.
You can't do anything.
Anyway.
Sorry, I know this is not the time for this, but I just want to know. You said you're not vegetarian. Can you clarify what type of meats you do eat that are
I don't eat meat. I haven't eaten meat.
So you don't. So you are vegetarian.
I'm vegan.
You're vegan.
I'm alkaline, so I eat exactly how Dr. Sebi
I know what you're talking
about.
about.
So I haven't had animal products in nearly a decade. Yeah.
It's not actually hard. Actually,
I eat sea moss a lot, bladderwrack, sarsaparilla root, burdock root, things you probably never heard of.
I was vegan for 2 years. I know what you're talking about, but I lost 50% of my muscle mass. How do you keep on the muscle mass? You just eat in volume because I couldn't eat in volume.
I eat a lot, but there's also things to eat, and also I speak about this on the daytime podcast where majority of vegans are not healthy themselves. Veganism, as a movement, it's a fugazi. It's a psyop. You know. The truth is, majority of vegans eat a lot of wheat. They eat a lot of soy, and they're all processed foods that are not good for us. So I don't eat nothing processed. I stick to a lot of vegetables and fruits.
So you're not raw vegan. You cook your shit.
I eat a lot of cooked. I don't eat a lot of cooked food. I try and stick as raw as possible. But I'm a good chef actually. I eat great food. Innit? Yeah. I would actually say I've been through a lot of shit, loads of girls, and I've never met one girl who can cook as well as me. Actually, the best cook I've ever had out of all the girls was my ex, and there's a reason she's my ex, right? She got to the title because she was a good cook. But majority of girls that I've had round and I cook, they're like, oh shit. I'm like, yeah, I know you can't cook like that. And that's another thing, 2024, majority of girls can't even fucking cook. Shit, let's find out about you guys. I want to hear.
Hold on, Rob, you got a question. You guys are accountable.
I thought you said you like a traditional woman, so isn't a traditional woman someone who
that's once my main girl comes into her position, right? But if I date a girl from the rip, I'm not gonna get her to come in and give her role straight away. In fact, you know what I like to do? I like to show her that I can do what she can do better than her. That's what I like to do. I'm like, come here. Right, sounds savage. It's the truth.
Gotta let her know.
It's the truth. I keep my household better. I'm more clean than majority of girls I've been around. Like I keep things in order. I eat healthier. I cook better. So I'm like, shit. Like if I'm gonna bring a woman to my life, she better bring me value outside that. So yeah, I want to know a speciality. You guys can cook. We'll start here with Ashley.
We talked about this last time. I can't cook for shit.
Oh mans, bro. How did you end up in that situation?
He can cook.
Is a pussy that golden?
He can cook, and I pay for the person to clean the house. You know, it all works out.
It's literally the other way around, isn't it? She's literally the man. He's the chick.
Definitely not traditional.
Okay.
I can make a Chipotle bowl.
That's an L. That's an L. I expect good things from you.
Me? No. I'm only 23. What do you mean? Like,
Bro,
I'm still.
You've been
like,
with your man for 5 years.
Yeah, we're like still like low key fresh out of college, like eating ramen and shit at the dorm. Like, I feel like what? We're not making 5-course meals. I mean, I feel like something I have is like this, like a spicy chicken like bowl with like rice, cilantro, like pico de gallo and all that.
Work on your recipes.
Yeah, like
definitely love language for a man is cooking. For him.
mean, yeah.
You never heard of one way to a man's heart is his stomach?
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Facts.
Paris, tell me you can cook.
I cook.
Tell us your specialty dish.
What's your specialty?
Watermelon dishes. I can make tortillas by my hand. I don't need to use the máquina, the little presser. I just.
Okay, nice.
I just went vegan, you guys. So I'm learning. I just made my own sushi roll today. It was not the best, but I'm practicing. So, yeah.
And how long you been vegan for?
4 days.
Okay, so nothing to the point where you can feel anything yet.
It's like, you know, the beans, I can do black beans. I can cook the wild rice.
I'm saying though, do you feel more energetic? Do you feel
I feel high, if that makes sense. I feel high. The first day was like, fuck, I felt like shit. Like I felt like my body was detoxing, if that makes sense. It's crazy. My kids, my daughter's not a picky eater, you know. I just made mushrooms, sauteed mushrooms. She loved it. Yeah, just.
I eat a lot of mushrooms, and the truth is, with mushrooms, you can get them to taste like anything. Like oyster mushrooms, like I put them on the kebabs all the time, and I put them in my dishes, taste like chicken. Trumpet mushrooms you can make to taste like scallops, and then lion's mane you can get to taste like beef.
If you have some cook recipe to share, like, you know, shoot them over, because I need that, you know.
Yeah. You'll see, like, I've got a few recipes.
We'll release some content out.
You know what? We actually had a few recipes on my YouTube channel, but I didn't like the way me and Trevor executed them, so we're going to redo them, for sure. What about yourself, Miss Columbia?
Yes, I cook. I'm a very good cook.
What's a specialty dish?
Colombian dishes like arepas. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. Arepas are kind of like pupusas.
Yeah.
But no, they're arepas, okay? Learn the name.
Pupusas is a Cuban thing, isn't it?
So Colombian arepas are like white corn dough. And you don't put anything in it, but you could put something in it. But traditionally, it's like the patty, and then you put on top.
How long have you been living in America?
Don't do that, because I just get nervous. Okay. I know what you're trying to say.
No,
listen, I've been here. I've been in the U.S. I've been in the U.S. since I was 9, and I'm 27. So it's like, you know, up there, almost 20 years.
So you've been here for 20 years? Since you were 7. Okay, cool.
9.
The reason I asked that actually is because...
I just said 9.
The reason I asked that is because majority of men tend to go to Colombia to find wives. You heard of Passport Bros?
Yeah. The what? Sorry.
Passport Bros.
Okay.
So it's men in the Western world now. They tend to go outside of the West, outside of America, UK, Canada, Australia, to find women from like places like Colombia, Thailand.
I know why Colombia, but I don't know.
Well, you have a lot of beautiful women, right?
Yes, that's why. I said I know why.
Okay, narcissist.
Yes, I know this.
No, it's just, you know, whatever.
Do you think men are more narcissistic or women?
Men.
Men?
Yeah.
Would you guys agree? Men are more narcissistic than women?
I'm gonna have to say yes.
Yeah?
I would disagree. No.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay. I would say it's fucking clear that women are way more narcissistic than men. You never see men taking like 100 selfies. If I line up like 100 of my friends, and I lined up like 10 of my friends, and I ask them, what would you rate yourself out of 10? Men are actually realistic. You're gonna hear some 5s, some 4s, some 6s, 7s, 3s. When you ask women, what do you rate yourself out of 10? Shit, it's like 10s, 9s, 9, 10, 10. Like, women tend to rate themselves a lot more than they are, and men are actually a bit more realistic because, you know, life hits us in our face. We can't sit there and be delusional. Like
No, I'm not that delusional or whatever. I actually check.
No. I'm not saying you can't.
I know you're trying to.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think men are definitely less narcissistic because women humble them. That's what we're here to do. That's what we do.
And men like me are here to humble girls like you.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, Alejandra, how about yourself?
Do I cook? I love cooking. I grew up helping my mom cook.
Nice.
What's a specialty dish?
Specialty dish? Probably enchiladas or gorditas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Mexican
Solid.
food, and a lot of the Mexican, like a lot of the Latin food in general, you can make into alkaline as well. So, also I was gonna say to you, when you make your sushi, replace the rice with quinoa.
Oh, quinoa.
Stop eating
I
rice.
made,
Rice is like
oatmeal
plastic.
with
Like you should
that.
not be eating no rice.
Coconut milk, and I put a cinnamon stick, and then agave.
Yeah, agave is good
Yeah,
as well.
so that was like my oatmeal.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And not anyone on the table take CMOS?
I just woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one?
I do.
I've heard of it. But
I take a teaspoon of sea moss.
Grab some for yourselves. You'll be definitely happy with yourself taking CMOS, but also get your man to take it. You'll be extremely happy to the girls.
It does a lot.
Facts.
Let me tell you. So out of the 102 minerals that the body needs, CMOS has 92 minerals. Now the only downside to CMOS is there's a lot of fake CMOS out there. Yeah, because a lot of people jumped on it and everyone's selling CMOS now. But there's certain places like Bilingo Balance. If you live in the UK, Eat to Live Not to Die. Where?
Simple Wholesome.
Okay, I don't know them, but if they have good CMOS, you're saying.
Yep.
So you just need to be in particular who you get your CMOS from. But yeah, CMOS is amazing for you. Even a lot of the herbs that I take that people haven't heard of is great, like sarsaparilla root, great for your iron. A lot of people are deficient in iron as well. So burdock root, sarsaparilla root, elderberry.
Oh,
Okay, who's the prize, women or men? Let's start here with Alejandra first.
I would say they both have their value, but at the end of the day, probably a woman.
Okay. Stephanie?
I am the prize.
Okay.
I'll say men.
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Say the women.
Women. Okay. Well, you know what I'm going to say, ladies. But yeah, like, I think you guys said it yourselves who's the prize, because who's rarer? Beautiful women or the man that you want?
The man that I want is rare.
So by default, doesn't that make the man the prize?
Yes.
How about you, Stephanie? You're shaking your head, but you are not more rare than the man that you want. So by default, he's the prize.
No.
There's more of you than there is of him.
No, because what makes me me?
All right, let's find out.
You see, you already made your assumptions about me based on, you know,
we're gonna find out
these 2
exactly
hours.
what you bring to the table. So Alejandra, what do you bring to the table? We'll go around this way. For your idealistic man, what do you bring to the table? Who you're with now, what do you bring to the table to him?
I'm his support system, emotionally.
Which great men don't need. Go ahead. Go, carry on.
I am faithful, loyal.
That's a given.
I'm very good at making a house into a home. We don't have a house yet.
How do you make a house into a home?
I make sure that everything's running well inside, just like a business.
Okay.
He's the provider and I'm the home taker.
Okay.
What was your question again?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay, what do you bring to the table, Stephanie?
Okay, so I have God in my heart, right? I'm a faith-based person. So I feel like...
So do certain There's certain adult content creators who also have God in there.
Okay, and then I feel like I've been working on myself to be whole, and I am whole. So I'm completely whole to the point that I'm like, when I'm meeting my partner, I'm bringing myself.
Okay, Paris, how about yourself?
I'm a survivor, so just naturally, I survived through something very... So yeah, I don't think what I went through, a lot of people would be able to make it out alive.
But what do you bring to your idealistic man to the table? What do you yourself bring to him?
Strength.
Okay.
Like mentally strength.
Okay, what else?
I mean, like, what? Like, there's good pussy everywhere, so... Mentally, mind is power, thoughts is power, so mental strength.
Okay.
I mean, number one, I bring me. But I would say I'm fun, I'm adventurous, loyal. I bring an open, safe space. I would say, yeah, I'm also a comedian.
Milan, what about you? What do you bring to the table for your idealistic man?
Hot grits.
Need that.
What's it called? Suspicion. Anger right now, I would say.
Okay.
That's what he's gonna get.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Ashley, how about yourself?
Toxic.
I bring humility to the table. I bring a chance for you to understand that you can trust me and that you can be calm, because if you're in a coma, I'm gonna make the right decisions. I'm a decision maker, and I think that's what you need in life. Somebody who's gonna play the role as good as you if you weren't in that role. That's what I bring to the table.
Tell you what you're doing is not the right thing to do.
Well, look, I'll be honest with you guys, yeah. I don't think women deserve shit. Especially some of you guys here on the panel. Like, Stephanie, you're pulling a face. You don't deserve shit. Like, you are out here demanding a great man. Yet when I flip the script on you, well, actually, when I asked you what you want from a man, you had tons to answer, what kind of man you want. But when I flipped it on you and asked you what you bring to the table, your answer was just like, I'm me.
I believe in God.
Imagine men had to live a life like that. Imagine me and Sellers turned around and we just dated girls, played video games all day, jerked off, got out of shape, no finances, and I just said, I'm me.
You missed the part.
I'm just me. Take me as I am.
Where I was like, I'm working on myself, and that's big.
But you didn't no. In fact, no one on the panel really named that many traits that are that valuable to a man. Like, a majority of the traits that we look for in a woman, none of you were even able to even say. Do you understand now when I say to you that women don't understand men, but men understand women? Because we have to understand you, otherwise no pussy. But you guys don't have a fucking clue what men really want. And that's why a majority of you guys struggle on the dating scene. That's why a majority of you guys struggle in your relationships long term. Because you don't really understand what a man wants. Empathy, no empathy. And I don't, it's not your fault you guys have no empathy. Do you know why? Because shit, imagine me and you, bro, just got attention for just existing. We just walked out on the street, girls just were flocking at us. You was waking up, looked at your phone, girls were flocking at you. Would you really have to understand women in order to get women?
It'd be different circumstances.
I'd be like, shit, I don't give a fuck. I don't need to understand women for nothing. I'll just get another one. That's how women's mentalities are. Like, come on, like, I asked girls who were single on the panel, like, what do you bring to the table? And you lot had nothing to
Because
answer.
that's my daily. I'm empathetic with my friends, with my dates, like, all the time, too much. To the point that I'm doing charity work. That's actually one of my lyrics.
Bro, you charity work? You said that your friends give you money just for existing.
Because I'm too empathetic.
So they're giving you money. They're giving you money, your friends, because
I'm
you're empathetic?
I'm a good friend, and I'm a good...
Shit, like, I have good friends, but I don't pay them.
When you start doing,
I don't pay my good friends.
That's on you. That's on you.
And this is the truth. Like, women can get away with saying stupid things like that, yeah? But men, we live in the real world. If we turn around and said shit like that, our friends will turn around and be like, bro, you're a dumbass. You can't say shit like that. Like, imagine right now you ask me, what traits do you bring for a woman? And I just said, I'm just me. Me. Wouldn't it be stupid? Wouldn't you turn around and say, well, you don't really understand women?
Because I would never say what I bring to the table. You have to get to know me. Like I said, I'm doing the work. So. Well,
we're on a podcast. I asked everyone what traits they bring to the table.
Yeah, and I said I'm working on myself. Me, yeah. You don't like that? So no it's okay.
And this is what I tell you guys. Get your fucking finances up. Get your fucking physique up. Not so you can get more women, but so you don't have to put up with this kind of shit. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can get a good caliber of women. But all right, cool. Okay, cool. So on the questions, we finished with the questions asking. I think it was you, Paris. All right, cool. Stephanie, what about you? Do you have a question to ask before we wrap up?
Okay. Do you see more value, like for a potential relationship, on women that, I'm not speaking for myself, but like women that have faith, and what's the why?
Faith in God, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And why do you not consider women that don't have faith?
Do you want to answer first, or should I go first? Go ahead.
I don't consider it like a negative if you have faith or don't have faith. I look at substance. I look at your characteristics and see what your habits are, whether you have good or bad habits, and I make my judgment through that. You know, it's not. I know a lot of people that believe in God but aren't good people.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And me, so I'm not religious. I come from a Christian background, Orthodox. My mum's really religious. Me, myself, I have a lot of Islamic friends and Muslim friends, and I have a lot of Christian friends. However, I've studied both books. I'm not religious, but I'm a big believer in God. So I think morals means a lot. How you treat people around you, how you treat your family, how you're elevating in life, what you're putting inside your body, whether like it's food or like drinks, whatever. But yeah, those are the things that so yeah, I do want a woman who is God-fearing, but it doesn't have to be religious, because I'm not religious myself. I find flaws in both the Bible and in the Quran.
Right.
Yeah.
And then my other question is, with public forums being a thing, do you guys feel affected by all this like Facebook groups where everybody's putting like, I'm so sorry, girls, but
well,
girls are
anti-men?
putting, like, are we dating the same guy type of groups? I don't know if you guys are in
I find it actually amusing, because I've slept with a lot of these girls who are like proper feminists and like, you know, woke and stuff. And the truth is, I know that deep down, they still want to fuck with a guy who's conservative and masculine. So I know that they're literally like hurting themselves, because they're out here saying men ain't shit, they hate men. But the truth is, women get their fulfillment from a man. What's the first thing a woman does when she meets each other? When women meet each other, what's the first thing they say to each other?
Hi.
No, but they say hi. Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a family? Do you have children? Yeah, right? What do men say when they meet each other? Do you have what business do you have? They don't. We don't care about family and children. We do obviously, but we don't get our men get fulfillment from accomplishing goals and business. Women have been lied to and think that they get the same fulfillment as men, accomplishing goals and business, but they really don't. And in the long run, they find that out the hard way, because they end up going to 30s, 35. And then we've had even women on the panel who are 35, 40 who said they regret being in their 20s, having a good man and pursuing their career, and then they don't realize after their careers that no man wants them no more. Like, do you think it's easier for you to date right now when you're 27, or in 5 years, do you think?
No,
Yeah. If you're past your prime already, like you should already be like, no, it's true. This guy is true. Do you know what a woman's prime is? A woman's prime is 18 to 24, and that's not me who made the rules. Like, you can go and ask universally, the statistics where men voted at what age do you find women at most attractive, and they said 18 to 24. They asked women exactly the same question. They said from 30 to 40. There's a reason our prime is later, because we must build our prime. What makes us attractive takes time to do, right? But what makes you guys attractive is instantly given to you.
And to my personal experience, it's because I was being too empathetic in the past and putting up with red flags, which is just no. And
well, yeah, if you went for red flags, it's your decision.
The
right?
work I'm doing on myself is just loving myself a lot more, to the point where I'm not putting up with this type of stuff. And period. If you don't like it, that's okay.
That's fine. But what I would say is also putting work and understanding the man that you want. What does he want?
Yeah, of course.
No. But listen, not just hear me. Listen. The man that you want, what does he want from a woman? That's what you need to understand. Because getting sex is easy for you, right? Like, especially from a man that you're attracted to. Like, you could probably slide in the DMs of certain athletes, actors, rappers. They'll smash, right? But to retain that man, to actually get that man to give you a title, is completely different.
That wasn't my question though, but.
Well, I answered your question.
You know the forums on.
Yeah, I answered your question. I said to you, these feminists that have forums that hate men, they're hurting.
It's not a hate men.
Oh, so.
I didn't like my experience with him, so I put his picture up.
Oh, they hot up him personally?
Huh. They kind of like out the guy.
Yeah,
out the guy. So is that affecting you guys?
Nah, they could do it about me. They could put one about me
or
tomorrow.
your friends, guys, men in general, like that you guys
because we're not shamed from sleeping with women. Women are so stupid. They think we're shamed about sleeping with various women because we're not the same. Just because you guys are embarrassed with sleeping with multiple men, we don't get embarrassed.
No, not
you lot. No, but that's what you're saying. That you're saying that women are outing men online for being whores, right?
No, for different red flags.
Like what? Give me one. If he's scamming you,
like he's a whore and he has a 3-year. No,
like what is it? Like if he's scamming, right? Like you should be outing him if he's scamming the girls that he's dating. But give me another example.
Like how they text, they be putting texts on blast, like different things.
Like revealing personal.
It all
text
comes
messages.
back.
Yeah, and like what they did for a
It all comes back to the man being promiscuous and fucking a multiple women. I even heard women talking about this situation going around right now on social media where are we fucking the same man? Yes, ladies, majority of you guys are fucking the same dudes. That's the truth. Because you guys all want the same kind of dudes, then guess what? You're going to end up fucking a lot of the same dudes that other girls are fucking. It's maths. No, I'm not having a go. I'm just saying, like, them forums that are out in girls, they should be embarrassed themselves because they obviously got, like, whatever, they got smashed by that dude, right? So they're out there trying to get that guy's reputation down.
Some of them, not everyone on the forum.
All right, cool. But either way, like imagine we did the same way around for women. Would
apparently there's one going around.
Well, you know, that's...
I don't know about that.
And I don't think that's good, honestly. I don't think that's good. Even though I say women shouldn't be promiscuous, like, you are free to do what you like. If you want to go fuck a million dudes, I ain't no one to tell you what to do. You want to go live your life, I ain't no one to tell you what to do. Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm just telling you what will happen from that, right? Now, these girls that are posting all this stuff up, like I said, if it was flipped the other way around and there was guys out there posting their picture up saying, oh, this girl's a slut, she's fucked multiple dudes, you know, guys, people turn around and say, oh, I was toxic, let's cancel these people. But the truth is, in this day and age, misandry is common. Women hating men is common. Shit, we can even turn around, women can turn around and say they hate men. But if a man turns around and says he hates women, which I don't think is right either, shit, like, you know, it's a big problem.
Also, I don't think I passed my prime because the new 20s
you definitely have.
Are the 30s, okay? That's no, for real. I've seen it. Like, honestly, like, the new 20s are the 30s. Like, people are not getting married anymore in their 20s.
The facts are,
like,
I can go get a younger version of you who's more attractive, more fertile, and been through less bodies than you.
Okay, and that's your goal. But I haven't passed my prime.
That's majority of men's goals. Do you think men like sluts? You speak for the majority of men? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do speak for the majority of men. That's what this whole podcast is about. In general, women like taller men, right? But we've had girls on the panel say they like shorter guys. Is that the rule? No. Just because they're the exception doesn't make the rule, right? Small minority. Majority of, like she said, is there guys who date sluts? Yeah, there is. And majority of those guys lack in certain departments. We know guys who date OF girls, they lack in certain departments. So they have to date that kind of caliber of girl. But guys who have their shit together in all departments, are they going to date a slut? No. Why do you think Kim Kardashian's struggling on the date market right now? Because men don't care about money. We don't care about your career, your fame. We care about your past. Just like you guys care about our future. Right now, majority of men, if I told you, like, you know, I had a rough past, I went through a lot of trauma, but I'm doing really well in my life now, would you really give a fuck? You'd be like, well, you bounced through your trauma, right? You're doing well now. Yeah, it's the other way around for men. We care about your past. Like, your future's going to be with us. We don't care about your future. We don't care what you bring to the relationship, about your finances. And like, even what Paris said, like you said, strong and shit, like, men don't like strong women either. We want you to be traditional. You need to submit, right? Yes or no? To be a traditional woman, you need to be submissive.
In some way, yeah.
It's the main thing of being feminine is being submissive.
It's a role.
So for you to be submissive, you need to be weak to your man. You need to let him take charge. You need to let him lead. See, the truth is, a lot of you guys want the responsibility without the authority, and I'm just saying it doesn't work like that. Alejandra, anything you want to ask before we wrap up?
I don't think so.
No. Celus, you got anything else you want to ask? We can wrap it up.
That I can think
early.
of at the moment.
Yeah.
I got a question. It's for science.
Science? Is it anything to do with dating?
No,
Okay.
I was trying to make a joke.
Okay. What time is it?
9:48.
Okay, yeah. We can wrap it up.
And this is why I'm scared of men.
Why? What are you scared about?
Did you not listen to this whole podcast?
But we're telling you the truth. Like, would you rather us lie like the majority
I'm
of
not
men
saying lie. I'm just saying
No,
y'all
I
scared
know,
me.
but majority of men lie.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
you know,
I know
on this
personally.
podcast, we're telling you the straight truth, even to the girls in a relationship. Like, like, look, is there a chance that the guy might be monogamous to your friend and Alejandra? Yeah, there is a chance, but the chances are that they're not. If you look at it statistically.
That's everything.
Now, I tell them that in the long run, if they are with a man who's a great man and who's providing, protecting them, that it would be a best bet for them not to leave that man and then go for another man who's more than likely going to be less of a man than that man and then get cheated on by a lesser man. When you you need to understand men and women, we're not the same. Like, look, for example, how many babies can you have in a year? 1. How many can I have? Hundreds, right? Yeah? If you have 10 boyfriends right now, you're fucking them all. Who's the father? You don't know, right?
One of them.
But you don't know.
Yeah.
If I have 10 girlfriends and I'm fucking them all, who's the father?
You.
Men are designed to be promiscuous. Sperm is cheap. Pregnancy is not. You guys carry the baby for 9 months inside of you. Shit, sperm I can keep creating until I'm 80 years old. It's cheap. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. It's that we shouldn't have losers creating, though. Yeah.
That's what I say. I say to
There's a lot of them out there.
I say to you, you can go out there and get a great man who's going to be monogamous to you. If you can go out there and get a great man who's going to be monogamous to you, great. Happy for you. Amazing. But what I'm saying to ladies is, if you do get a great man who ends up fucking another woman, of course, if he's entertaining another woman and treating her exactly how he treats you, that's cheating for me, right? But if he's going out there having casual sex, coming back to you, he provides for you, you have the title, his future's with you, I don't see a major problem in that. And you know, we made it in this day and age that it's actually become a problem where if you look at it in the olden ages, men were always promiscuous and slept with other women. Like, even if, like, I'll go back to my family, like my grandparents and my great grandparents, and the men were like dogs. The women stayed at home and were the housewives. But you know what? It worked. None of them women ever could turn around and say they had a bad life. They're all happy. They never wanted to come outside of that relationship, but they understand how men work, male behavior. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Okay, so wrap it up. Ladies, thank you for coming on the podcast. I know there was a few things we didn't agree with, but hopefully you lot took some knowledge away from here. Yeah, we'll definitely have a smoke up. Definitely need one now.
And check out the Victor Bowman podcast.
Yeah, definitely check out the Victor Bowman podcast that comes out on Friday on Rumble. We have clips dropping on Instagram all through this week, so make sure
TikTok
you go
as well.
And TikTok as well. Make sure you guys go check those out. And yeah, we're not going to be here on this Thursday. We're going to be in Vegas, so there will be no girls' night this Thursday, but we've got one on the following Thursday, which is the 1st of February, right? Yep. So yeah, we'll catch you guys then. And yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. Take it easy. Take care. Bye-bye.
Can you feel the beat within my heart? Can you see my love shine through the dark? Can you feel the beat within my heart? Can you see my love shine through the dark? Can you see that you must be a part of that beat in my heart? looking so